Alright, should be good.
It's on?
Yep.
All right. Hey, shalom. Hey, we're the Hebrew Israelites out here in Tampa Bay, Florida. Back at you again with another live lesson on the highways and byways through the spirit and power of
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
We want to give double honors to our elders and our apostles of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Salutation to all you brothers out there in the four corners of the globe. Preach the word of truth and sincerity. Brothers and sisters out there listening and learning. And Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Barakatah. And go ahead, just go right into it, brother.
God, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, starting at verse 1. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Hey, set your face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Hey, Mount Seir is akin to Edom. You know what? Yeah, you know what that is? Okay, yeah. Mount Kim is akin to Edom. It's synonymous with the nation of Edom, which is the Edomites. Okay, I'm trying to think of the nation. Yeah, Edomites. Okay, so the so-called white man, for those of you who are just coming into this thing, those are the Edomites. All right, for the most part. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 36. We'll read verse 8 and verse 9. Genesis 36 and verse 8. It says, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
All right, so Esau dwelled in Mount Seir, okay, which is the progenitor of the Edomites, the whole nation of Edom. Go ahead.
It's going to go. Yep.
Go
it says, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Right. You see that? Esau is Edom. So when you read the descriptions that say, well, he loved Jacob and hated Esau. All right. Well, Esau is Edom. Okay. So it wasn't just talking about Esau. It was talking about the whole nation. Go ahead.
Right. I mean, I can give you name change too. But continuing on, Genesis 36 and 9. These are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir.
There it is. You see that? And where is it? And where?
It says, these, Genesis 36 and verse 9, these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir.
That's right, the father. This breaks it all down right there for you. So we're prophesying against Mount Seir. All right, why are we prophesying against Mount Seir, the Edomites? Because the Edomites are in rulership. They're in rulership over the whole world. And when you go into like the book, was the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, it says somebody just get it, yeah, so I don't misquote it.
Hey, and spiritually, Mount Seir is likened unto America, because it was their mountain, the highest mountain for Edom. So this is their highest mountain, their government, their highest government that's been attained, so to say.
Yeah, you see that? Because like the brother is saying, the government or the mountains are likened unto governments. All right, it's like a key word when it talks about a mountain. A lot of time when it says mountains and hills, it's talking about big governments and small governments. All right, and Mount Seir, like the brother just said, that's a perfect way to think about it. America is that mountain, okay, basically. And we'll get a little bit more into it. Go ahead.
You want to go on verse 2?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the book of Proverbs 29, verse 2. It reads, When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
So the wicked is bearing rulership. Who's bearing rule right now? Esau, Edom. All right, Mount Seir is in charge right now. That's the main government on the earth. All right, the government of the so-called white man. Okay, it starts with all those European nations, and then the whore that sits on top of the beast. The beast is what you would call NATO. Okay, that's the beast. It's not an actual monster in the ocean that's going to come out with 10 horns. No, it's all we call it a parabolic. But I digress. That was that, right? Go ahead. I'm back in 35.
Gotcha. This is Ezekiel chapter 35. Let me go back to verse 2. Let me start at the top. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Yeah, so we're prophesying, just to cut you off again, we're prophesying against it. So when you see us coming out here and we appear to be upset, and there's anger in us, or we have anger issues, or we need to get over it, we're prophesying against Mount Seir because of the wickedness that's been done on this earth. This isn't the way that the world should be ran. This is complete atrocity. Okay, this is a horrible situation that anybody can be on. But yet, we have to prophesy against it because the Lord, you read in the Bible, everybody says they believe in the Bible, they believe in God, they go to church. I got a Bible in my car, I got a Bible, pocket Bible, this, that, and third. But if you really believe in it, then you'll understand that the words that are coming out of our mouth are coming directly out of the scriptures when we talk about the hate that we have for these people. All right, we just hate the wicked. It's nothing personal. It's just if it's contrary to the Heavenly Father, we hate it. So we prophesy against it. We prophesy the downfall of it. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, what does the word prophesy mean?
Say before.
Say before. So all we're doing is telling you before what's going to befall Esau. All right. So it's not necessarily a hate thing. We just telling you what's going to happen, man. All right. Ezekiel 35 and verse 3, and say unto it, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Yeah, so the Lord's going to do away with you. He's going to destroy your cities. He's going to destroy your strongholds, your military. All this is prophesied in the Holy Bible. How he's going to take down your military. He's going to take down your fighter jets, your big tanks. All that's going to get completely obliterated. He's going to take down your cities, your big cities. He's going to take out America. He's going to take America's known as Babylon the Great. You know that the prophecy of Babylon the Great is pretty grim. Okay, when you read about it in the Bible, it's always talking about it being destroyed by fire. Over and over and over again, it talks about it. This is America itself, the United States. That's Babylon the Great. It's full of confusion. It's the city of confusion. Go ahead.
I was going to say, even when you go back as far as in the book of Daniel, with Nebuchadnezzar's dream, all right, before Babylon, this Babylon here was even inhabited, it was already prophesied it was going to be destroyed. Just to talk about that big statue, and it goes all the way down to the toes, and that rock that was cut out without hand.
Well, it was already inhabited by the northern tribes, but
Well, I'm saying as far as the Babylon, we know it's where Esau's living over here.
Yeah.
The way it is now, kid.
Yeah, before he even came over here, hey man, it was already prophesied that the Lord was going to destroy it, man. All right.
not to be confused, just in case somebody out there, so Esau says.
10-part video.
They discovered the land.
Continuing on, verse 4, Ezekiel 35 and verse 4 says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
So it's talking about the cities of Mount Seir, the cities of the government of Esau. They're all going to be destroyed. All right, it's prophesied in the Holy Bible of a great destruction. Okay, and again, when you read the Zondervan Bible Dictionary about Edom, it's the only nation that's not going to get any mercy. Okay, they're reserved for destruction. And that's why it's so important, because we all live under Esau. So if Esau's slated for destruction, then we're slated for destruction because we live with this motherfucker. But no, that's not the case. The case is the Lord is going to save his elect out of this destruction. That's why we're doing all this. We're not doing it just to get views on the internet because we're just trying to be cute. Ain't nothing cute about what we're doing up here. Ain't nothing funny. Ain't no joke. Okay, we are fully persuaded that this is the truth.
Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end.
Go ahead.
Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, the Lord will prepare. Since you love blood so goddamn much, man, finish it up.
It says, because thou hast, verse 6. It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right.
Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Okay, you see, so the Lord, since you enjoy blood and violence so much, you're gonna have all the blood and violence you can take. The Lord's gonna bring it to you. He's gonna bring it directly to your doorstep, and it's because you want to make yourself as the Most High. You want to do all this wicked stuff on the earth, man. Hey, man, you love blood. You love death and destruction. You love evil. It's clear. Look at the movies you put out there, horror movies. What kind of demented assholes gonna think of some of the shit y'all be doing, man? Some of this horrible stuff y'all be thinking that's a horror movie. You used to watch a horror movie, the slasher films. Like, they some demented shit, man. Saw.
Chainsaw Massacre.
What kind of shit is that? What kind of demon is gonna think of something like that and then have a multi-million-dollar budget to make a damn franchise out of it about torturing people? And this is the kingdom of heaven. Those people living in the Holy Land. Those are the people. Get the fuck out of here, dog. I refuse to believe that shit, dog. That's bullshit. That's straight bullshit, dog. They ain't them, bro. They ain't them, right?
Some of the biggest video games they create and sell is what these violent video games. They just be killing, promoting war, going to war and bombing. This is what they say. Hey, join the military. Let's go bomb. But like the brother, like the scriptures say, this guy has, you love seeing all this in blood. I'm gonna bring it to you, man. You always talk about war. I'm gonna bring you to the ultimate war, man. All right.
Yeah. That's it on that right there, real quick. Read that. Yeah.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50.
Hey, but real quick, before you even read it, man, it's just you can't say be wrong about this. They're the ones that's doing this shit. They're the ones that's putting that vibration of that negative vibration out on the people. You can't say that it's us. You can't say it's us, bro. We're not making the movies. We're not making the video games, bro. They got video games. You can hit a prostitute over the head and take her. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, and the kids is buying that, and you wondering why all this shit be happening? Like
on prostitution in there. Kill the bitch afterwards, get your money back.
Shit.
dog, what are you teaching these fucking kids, dog? What are you teaching them? This is detrimental, man, to the growth of the youth. There's no way, Clay.
I got a quick one.
Yep.
I don't know if you brothers read it. Psalms 140.
No.
Psalms 140. Start at verse 1. Book of Psalms 140, verse 1. It says, a psalm of David. It reads, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagineth mischiefs in their hearts. Continually are they gathered together for war. So Esau Edom is that evil man. He's the violent man. Because that's all he promotes is violence. Matter of fact, the scriptures talk about that violence is thrown upon the earth. You know, and rightfully so. By violence shall that great city Babylon be destroyed. Okay? Because just like the scripture says that the land shall not be cleansed but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay, so that's
we'll get that too.
Yeah.
Read that again, though, bro.
Psalms 140, verse 1, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war.
Wow. Continually are they gathered together for war. That's the only thing on their mind is the destruction of you Israelites. They just want to see you done. All right? But right, they're going to use you while you're here. But how did they just destroy your mind, your spirit? Woe unto this man, bro. This guy is mischievous. This is the guy that's ruling the earth right now, like we read earlier in the book of Proverbs, all right? That's why the people are in they're mourning. That's why nobody's really happy. That's why everybody's dying at a young age. That's why there's so much disease out here. That's why there's so much natural disasters so called out here.
That's why there's so many wars.
You know, it's bad. That's why there's so many wars going on. You got wars in the Holy Land.
So he's continually at war. America's been at war 239 years out of the 240 years or however many years it is. They've been at war.
War. That means people were dying by the sword every single year. Every single year now. All right, now.
He said he looking through it, so park your car and come over here. Shit.
Oh, that's what's up. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wisdom of Solomon. What, 3rd chapter?
You know,
So,
because
we'll see.
The Lord is going to start leading certain people over to it, either for their condemnation or for their salvation. So, hey, Lord will, He's part of the elect. You know, we'll see. But read that scripture one more time, brother. I lost my thought.
Psalms 140, verse 1. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man.
That's how you know we can't even deliver ourselves. We need the Lord to get us out of it. We can't fight this guy. All right?
This was King David saying that.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah. That's King David. This is the best warrior in history. Go ahead.
Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. And real quick, the scripture says that they cannot sleep upon their bed lest they think of some type of evil.
Yeah, Micah the 2nd chapter, right?
You know?
Yeah. You see that? So he had like that's like is in his DNA, is encoded in his DNA to be contrary to the Heavenly Father. All right, he has to be adverse. He's the devil. That's where the whole devil situation comes from. He's the devil.
Yeah, that's why he wants to change everybody else's DNA. Because he know he trying to make them like him.
Right. You see it? And it ain't far-fetched at this point. It's looking like that's the case. He's trying to change people's DNA. All right?
Verse 4. It says, keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked.
Yes.
Which Malachi 1 and 4 tells you that. Who that is. Preserve me from the violent man who hath purpose to overthrow my goings. There you go. That's the charagma. Yep. Okay, that's the Dana. Okay, that he's trying to put up in you, which is that Karax. You know, he's trying to penetrate, deflower the virgin. Mm-hmm. You know, that's it.
And he's trying to deactivate you and activate you on his own on his 5G shit, man. All right. That's really wicked, bro. It's really, really, really wicked, bro. And you have to have an open mind to think about it. But once you get the truth, then you close your mind to the truth. Right, bro. Finish that. Yeah, finish that.
Going to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 11.
I gotta drive a Honda Civic.
Jeremiah 50, verse 11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls, your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. I read on, it says, behold, the hindermost of the nations.
You know, at the end of the day, he's the one that's fat, man. All right? He's the one that's fat. All right? And it started, you know, in Europe, okay? We call it UK, Great Britain, okay, which basically mothered this shit. And now we have a situation. We have a whole scenario now where they're just going to continue to grow on this earth, continue to take over lands, continue to just be a damn virus, okay, and just take and heap for themselves.
The true pandemic. Esau Edom.
Hey, that'd be a good movie. It is a movie. We're playing through it right now. We acting in a movie, you know. We're rehearsing right now, you know. This is crazy. But go ahead.
Finishing back on, it says, behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert, because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh. It shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues.
Yeah, it's going to be destroyed. Okay? All this that you see going on right now, this is just part of the movie. You see how great America is? You can do whatever you want. It's Pride Month. Everybody gets your rainbow shirts out, your rainbow stickers, rock that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's Pride Month. You know, all this is contrary to the Heavenly Father. Pride itself. You know how many times the Lord talks about He hates pride? Isn't this place supposed to be built upon Christian ideologies? It's clearly not. They're lying about it. This is lying. They're just telling you whatever just so you can just think you're spiritual. Oh, well, love everybody. That's spiritual. God loves. God is. I'm spiritual. See. So it completely bugs everybody. Everybody's confused. They don't even know what's in the Bible. They just say they believe in it. They don't even know what's in it. So this place has to be destroyed. So it's prophesied here that it's going to be destroyed. All right, it's not looking good for this place anymore. Is there any more on it?
I got something.
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
There's Psalm 37, I read 35 and 36. He said that virus that's spreading is Esau. Psalm 37, in verse 35, it says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Verse 36, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I saw him, but he could not be found. Yeah, so pretty much, you know, the Lord gave him what Job 9:24, the earth, you know, to rule in wickedness. You know, that blessing you guys were going to a little bit earlier about Esau. You know, he's been given the face of the earth and he rules by the sword. The catch is he's the wicked. You know, read Malachi the first chapter, that's how he rules his world, by wickedness. Everything we're going into examples of how he is the wicked, you know, going into sodomy and things like that, how the Lord destroyed a whole place going to Sodom and Gomorrah for that one thing. And this shit does it all the time, you know. But going into, again, it's the point that the Lord is going to show his power when he takes Esau down. You know, this man's literally got the four corners of the earth, the face of the earth, and then they now says pretty much going into him being destroyed, not to be found no more. Be by these terminal missiles, you know. The return of our Lord, of course, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro. So now we look at still got that?
I'm reading again?
Yeah.
Gone. 35?
Yeah, this is the last part.
Gone. Psalm 37 and 35 again.
Yeah.
Psalm 37 verse 35, it says, I have seen the wicked in great power.
Yeah, we see the wicked in great power right now. We have to live under his rule. Go ahead.
And spreading himself like a green bay tree.
That's that virus we were talking about. He just spreads his wickedness all throughout, not just America, or across the whole planet Earth, even into the stars. Go ahead.
Verse 36, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I saw him, but he could not be found. Right,
and so it's going to be the end. The end of this man is going to be his destruction. He's going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. Okay? That's the prophecy for this man. He's not going to get any mercy from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. he's going to be completely eradicated off the face of the earth after 1,000 years. Okay, this place right here, America, this is an example of wickedness. This is an example. This is what the Lord was talking about with Sodom and Gomorrah, like you said. This is, you see what happened to that? It was completely obliterated to a point where it's just nothing but it's just stone statues and salt statues everywhere. It's completely obliterated, and that's what's going to happen here, but on a higher scale. Go ahead, read that now.
It's the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, starting at verse, straight to the point, verse 6. It says, verse 5, it says, and spare not the old world, but saving Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness,
Right.
bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
Right, we're like Noah today. We're preaching righteousness, even though everybody looks scoffs at us, talk shit about us. All right, gives us a hard time, doesn't really want to listen to what we're saying. All right, just like Noah, we're in the same stead. We're doing the same thing. It's the same situation. It's a spiritual ark now. We're not out here building an actual ark. We're just prophesying, and it's a spiritual ark. You got to get in the spiritual ark, and if you're caught outside the spiritual ark when the shit hits the fan, that's your ass. Go ahead. He said the flood came, and it's not going to be a flood of water next time because the Lord promised that He's going to flood it no more like that. It's going to be a fire. That's the second death. It's going to be a fire. That's the nuclear war. Read on.
Verse 6, it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
You see that? So that was the example. So if any nation is built up in the same manner as Sodom and Gomorrah was, then that's going to be the end. That's the end game. Yeah, it's going to become a great city, but it's going to have a great fall, even greater fall. And the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, is going to be spectacular. Go ahead and do that now. Yep. Or if you have something else. Okay.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, starting at verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
You can read for me.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4.
Might as well read 3.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, let me just start at the top.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. Get all the way off the ball, as possible to say.
That's right.
It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Yeah, so this is pretty plain at this point. We get it. We read it. We understand it. It's easy to understand. It's plain to us. We can see it happening in real time. We can break down precept upon precept.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's not foreign to us anymore. It's not like a mystery anymore.
We don't have to look into it, like the dude said, which he'll probably never come back.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'm still looking into it. Looking into what, nigga? You don't see what's going on?
You know what's going on, bro? Like, come on, bro. What else do you need? You need an angel to come down right here in front of you? You got angels right here?
Ultimately, that's what you have going on, making it plain upon tables throughout the week. We'll go through the videos and the articles on the news. We'll show you, hey, look, this is the beast starting to hate the Lord. This is what this article is going into. Hey, this is the microchip being pushed out into these things, man. So you don't have to just so-called hear and you don't have to so-called just hear and so-called just believe off that. We're showing you without a shadow of a doubt that this is what this is talking about, man. All right, Esau and the earth was given to the hand of the wicked and showing you all the things he's been doing, man. All right. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
No, it's not going to lie. Everything that's written in this Bible is going to come to pass. Just like everything that has been coming to pass, even the crazy shit's going to come to pass. The crazy shit talking about the destruction, that's going to happen. All right, the spiritual powers, that's going to happen. The kingdom of heaven, immortality, that's going to happen. Everything's going to happen that's written in this book. Even though it may seem like, go ahead, read on.
It says, but at the, let me start over. Verse Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Yeah, it's going to come. Yeah, it may seem like it's kind of dragging, but in reality, if you're part of the elect, and Lord willing, we're part of the elect, we can see that the time is starting to speed up, like on some spooky shit. Like this, I ain't never seen it like this in my life, bro. Like it's already June. Like this shit is almost done. We're going to the next year. So if this shit were to go on, hypothetically speaking, for a couple more years, those couple more years are gonna fly the fuck by. But the way it's looking like we might be out of here, by the end of summer. The way this stuff is happening. Don't be surprised if something happens like that, where everything just changes again like it did last year. and now it seems like it's gonna get back to any kind of normalcy. Wait, just wait for it. Wait till something happens. Something's gonna happen. We're telling you something's gonna happen. It's gonna rock your world.
Yeah, I can say, pretty much the prophecy is playing out like a chess game. Pretty much the Lord is cornering Esau to where he has to make moves. So now we're at the point now, there's no way we're ever going back to 2010. No way going back to 2000 or 1990. This what's being pushed is, again, Esau is being cornered into ultimately playing out his role in prophecy is to be destroyed.
That is the new world order.
And you say that, and that's why you see a lot of even Israelites just bugging out. Like you're an Israelite, you see all these false doctrines and people getting exposed because the Lord is just showing you, like, all right, I'm about to wrap this thing up. These are clearly the men of the Lord. These are clearly not men of the Lord. You still following these people? That's between. Hey, do what you want to do. But the Lord he's what did El Apostle Gabar say? He said he's setting the stage for judgment. The Lord is setting the stage for judgment for 2/3 of our people, and of course the wicked, or the so-called white men, the Edomites. Okay, the Lord is setting the stage so that it's clear that it's justified for this to happen. These people are blatantly sinning. These people are blatantly worshiping the devil, worshiping Satan on commercials. Like you on watching Nickelodeon, you didn't care watch some Nickelodeon, whatever, some cartoons. It's on this worshiping Satan. So you talking about pride, this and that. They clearly making you leading you to transgress. So the Lord is setting it up. He's setting the stage for destruction and fire, and blood. All that is going to be justified when it happens. Don't be scared when it does, because we told you it was going to happen.
Hey, real quick, speaking on that, these prophecies, speaking and not lying, like the brothers was going into a couple years back, they had a term about being in the closet. Now they have pride, it's all out in the open, so it's speaking loud and clear, man. It's without a shadow of a doubt, man. All right, and looking at all the prophecies that there were in the scriptures, like there had to be a falling away first. All right, that didn't already took place, man. All right, Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones, that's taking place right now, man. So when you look at all the prophecies, man, we can measure the times diligently and where we at, man. The time's speeding up. There's only a couple small prophecies left to take place before we're ultimately up out of here, man.
Well, the prophecies are big prophecies.
Right.
The ones that are left are big prophecies, but there's only a couple of them left. Pretty much everything's already happened. Now the big, so we can close the book. It's the big shit now.
Final.
All right. Now you gotta move the king side, the couch. All right. The big TV. Now it's you gotta move all that. The dining room table. That's what's left. We got all the boxes of the little knickknacks, all that, the clothes and all that's in the car moved over. Now we gotta move the big furniture. Now we're talking about the mark of the beast. Now we're talking about what you call it, death and destruction. All right, brother. We're talking about death and destruction, man. Yes, sir. We're talking about what you call it, nuclear war, like this. We're actually we're gonna see this. We're gonna see this in our lifetimes. This is a really poignant time to be alive, man.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Going back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him,
Right.
but the just shall live by faith.
Right. Yeah, the just will live by faith. All right, but it's clear that the soul that is within is not upright in him. All right, Esau. It's clear he's opposite of righteousness. He's opposite. He's a bizarre world to us. If we be of the elect, that's why this place is so foreign to us. That's why, Yahweh Shai said we're not of this world, man. All right, this is their shit. This is like foreign. This is like bizarre world. We know that the world is supposed to be ran differently. We know it in our blood, in our spirit. We know that this is wrong. All right, but nobody else seems to see it. Maybe we're part of the elect, maybe not. I don't know, but we believe we are. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Yeah, his appetite can't be satiated off of just regular resources. He has to go above and beyond. He has to steal people and enslave them. He has to confuse them, distract them. He has to completely blow them up. All right, he can't just go and capture. No, he has to blow them up. Drop some mega weapons on atomic bombs, man. That went down in history. All right, that's nothing like that's ever happened since they happened. Okay, so these are Esau does these things. Okay, he steals people, he steals lands. All right, off of some technicality or whatever. Oh, we gotta send a fleet of vessels into your. No, there ain't nobody doing that to us. They're starting to do it now. That's how you know we're getting closer to the end prophecy, because now they're starting to fuck with America. Oh yeah?
But shit, nobody's ever fucked with Edom, period. In these modern times, you know,
Nope.
since the Renaissance. Because the World War I, World War II, those are Edomites invading Edomites.
Yeah, that don't count.
Ain't no gooks invading England, you know, dropping bombs on England. Those Edomite red on red crime, so to say.
What about Pearl Harbor? What about 9/11?
Y'all still on that kind of shit, then y'all way behind.
Hey, well, I mean, you talk about that. Those are just proxies for Esau.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He might have used somebody to do it, but
They think
who's the
Saudi
corporate?
Arabians was up there, they flew planes for a couple of months.
Yeah, with
down in
box cutters.
Sarasota, and they were able to drive those shits into the accurate, like, that's
Yeah,
impossible. No way, that's a jumbo jet. But I digress. Bye-bye channel now, I guess. You know, but, go ahead.
It says, Habakkuk 2:6.
Yep.
Shall not all these take a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
And that's starting to happen now. A lot of these nations are speaking out against Esau Edom, all right? Because they feel a little bit more comfortable since they have a little bit of something on their side. And so now you have all these different nations speaking out against really the devil here in America, all right, and the NATO nations. They're speaking out against it. A lot of them are kind of, if they're going to deal with Edomites, they're going to deal with the Russians.
A couple examples of people saying, woe to him that increases that which is not his.
Right.
America in the South China Sea right now, man. Trying to tell China what they can and can't do out there. They're like, yo,
Taiwan and shit.
yeah, like this ain't even your side of the globe, or it's called the South China Sea, bro.
They look
like,
nothing like you. What are you doing over there messing with those people? They have different customs. Leave them the fuck alone. You're going to end up starting a war.
And yeah, for the first time right now, where people are actually taking the sides of the Palestinians, like, yo, dog, y'all can't be over there bombing them and taking their land and shit
Doing
like
too
that.
much, bro.
That's anti-Semitic.
Right, but right, but it's like the first
That's
time
what they'll
ever,
say, yeah.
This is the first time ever where people are actually on the other side of being on the so-called. They're like, all right, y'all just taking over their lands and everything like that. So they're actually saying, woe to him that increases that which is not his, man. All right.
Good. That's supposed to happen. Go ahead.
It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not
That's
rock?
that clay is going into debt, and America specifically is in debt to a lot of these other nations out there.
You value in the money. That's why a lot of these nations are getting rid of their bonds and things, their holdings of American dollars, man.
Hey, even spiritually, Esau has collected a heavy debt upon himself. You know, because he's got much to pay for.
With all the iniquities that he stacked up. You said it. Hey, all the iniquities that this man, he enslaved the Israelites.
Hey, Obadiah tells you, the book of Obadiah tells you that you should have never, touched thy brother, afflicted thy brother in the time of his affliction, man.
Right. Bro,
Should have never done that.
I want to see what's gonna happen to you, but there's a part of me that's a little afraid to see how much the Lord's gonna fuck up, dog.
The scripture says no greater joy has man than to see the damn.
Yeah. So we're gonna be changed anyway. So we're gonna, man, it's gonna be crazy, bro. What you did, you touched the apple of the Lord's eye, like you touched somebody's son, bro. You think the father's just gonna sit back and call the police? No, he's gonna come and destroy you, bro.
Hey, real
That
quick,
shit through.
I don't know if you brothers know about this guy named Jay Prince. He's supposed to be some big goon type dude from way back in the day, like some big, highly respected guy in the streets in Texas. Somebody just killed one of his nephews, and he put out a PSA. He's like, look, we gotta start policing our own neighborhoods. We want to do all this and that. And one of the comments they said on the radio was, hey, for that dude, whoever did that, they safer off turning themselves into the police and letting this dude catch him. That's how it's gonna be with the Most High, man.
Finish the point here.
It's better off for these people to sit here and just, off themselves than to let the Most High destroy their ass, because it's gonna be a straight overkill for them, man. All right.
That's why the scripture says that death shall escape him, because the Lord ain't gonna allow that to happen.
Right. You gotta come pay the judge.
Yeah, you gotta pay the piper, so to say.
You can't run from this, bro. And if you try, bro, and you're just leaving yourself open anyway, so you're gonna have to defend your kingdom and try to defend your kingdom against Yahweh Shai and the angels.
And they are going to run, but they just can't hide because Esau, he going to say to hell with everybody and go hide in the bunkers and shit.
Yeah, thinking he's
He ain't
safe.
taking everybody with him, though, shit.
You got cities in the mountains. You got cities in the mountains, bro. Underground cities, bro.
So, because look how he left his people out here to defend for themselves. So imagine when the Lord returns. He's going to say to hell with everybody.
He's gonna dip.
Yep.
That's like the little worm that he is, little weasel that he is. He's gonna dip on all his people, all his politicians, all those high-ranking Edomites are gonna hide themselves in the mountains, thinking they're safe. And really nothing can get in there. You're talking about big I'll say steel, but maybe even stronger metal.
Titanium or some shit.
Titanium or something, big gates.
Iron.
Yeah, with armed guards everywhere. You ain't getting in there. So you know that's the Lord gonna come find you. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
And to prove that they have some type of structure to be able to live past these missiles, I don't know how true it is, but I've seen a couple articles already, more than one source, that out there in China they created basically a nuclear fission, artificial sun, which the temperatures was like at 100 million degrees. So they have something to be able to contain that heat. That means they had that material to build a bunker
Keep it out,
where that heat won't get to. Because obviously those missiles are going to be burning at 100 million degrees Fahrenheit. It says, as the scripture says, that the elements shall melt. That means oxygen, barium. The highest boiling temperature of any mineral on the earth is 6,000 degrees. So if one missile burns at 1,000,000 degrees, that means everything is gone.
I think it's 20 million degrees too.
Exactly.
And they're gonna be deep enough inside those bases, that even the destruction ain't gonna get to them.
That's how crazy it is. And it's the technology is just on another level. So it has to be something amazing is gonna happen for them to be ousted out of that. But go ahead and read on a little bit.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long, and to him that laid himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them?
So like, real quick, if I may say something on the part where it said he keepeth unto him, or woe to him that increases that which is not his. Okay, what does the scripture say? What has thou to do with how's it go? To declare my statutes. He's taking on the laws of the Lord, man. So he increased that which is not his. These scriptures aren't for Esau, but what? He took it on him, so now he's going to be judged by it.
He's bound by
He had to take on the curses too.
It's all prophesied. You see how the Lord set it up, like the brother said. And you said the Lord is like a tactician, like a chess player. He knows what he's doing, bro. He's a man of war. Okay? And war is a game of tactics and strategy. The Lord's the father of all that. So you're already lost. You've been lost. You just gotta wait for everything to play out. Go ahead.
Continuing on, this is Habakkuk 2, verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Yeah, you love blood, like we read earlier. You're completely, your hands are stained with blood. Okay, whether it be of the Israelites or any of these other nations, you have to pay for this. The plants, the animals, you have a lot to pay for. It's you that's doing this. You can't blame it on anybody else. It's you, bro. If you weren't here, then the world would be a better place. Argue that point. There's no argument. You know what we're saying is true. You're a devil. All this crap, you don't need this shit, bro. We was functioning fine without all this fancy shit, bro. So you're gonna have to pay for it, bro. Yeah, you want to invade nations. You want to go and fuck with the Arabs and the Chinese and all these people. All right, keep effing around. All right, you're gonna get invaded. You're gonna get invaded. See how you like it. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Go ahead.
Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people.
He's coveted the blessing, man, that he once had. He coveted to get it back. And it said to read that part about coveting.
Habakkuk 2 and 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
Yeah, see, he set his nest upon. He's built his whole agenda has been to try to get that blessing back. That's how much he's coveted to get this blessing back from our people, that he's created his whole way of life to destroy the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
It is. We sin. When we sin, that gets us further away from the Lord. And of course, Esau knows that at his very core, so that's why he puts up everything that's contrary against the Heavenly Father, so that Jake can be bamboozled, bewitched, into following this guy, thinking that he's actually following righteousness, but in reality, he's actually following wickedness.
He has an unhealthy infatuation with that blessing, man, because it's not meant for you, man.
Furthering the affliction of the Israelites. It's not meant for you. That's why you gave it up. It was all written for you to do that. Okay, you got fucked over in a bad deal, and now you're trying to bro, it's too late.
And it wasn't even a bad deal. He got what he wanted.
You got exactly what you wanted. Hey.
Yeah, but that's the devil for you, man.
It's the devil, bro.
He, in his mind, he can't win for losing. He can't get the short end of the stick. He always got to get all the straws. Fuck the straw. I want the short one and the long one. That's what Esau's motive is. Look, I want my meat and I want to keep my blessings.
Give me the box. Actually, give me the factory that makes your straws.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's I just take your whole land.
Yeah. Right. There we go. So I get the minerals.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he does. You can't. We ain't racist. Like we just racist for no reason. That's what he does, bro. We just saying like you talk about us too. You know. So yeah. Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 9, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, in verse 9 it says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man."
Yeah, that's like the worst crap, bro. Being around someone like that, and that's the people that's ruling this world. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, "For such an one setteth his own soul to sail, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels."
Right.
So it says, well, one setteth, I'll read again, "For such as one setteth his own soul to sell." So that's what he did. He sold out. That's why that same mindset and nature is on our people, because they follow the ways of the devil. Selling out to get a purse. But it says, because while he lived, he cast away his bowels, because it says, "What profit a man if he sell his soul? He gained the world and sell his soul." Esau, he gained the world, but he sold out. And at the end of this, he's going to be destroyed. That's what he's coming to terms with. That's why he's losing his mind.
And now he's buying off Jake's souls through these contracts and all these these wicked deals going on. He's doing the same thing to our people that happened to him, but he did it to himself. Hey, we ain't do nothing to him. He did it to himself, bro. No one told you to say that and ask for that. That was retarded. Why would you want to give up your blessing for a meal?
A temporary fix.
Like that is some, bro. Like you gotta get your priorities straight, bro. You serious? It's too late now. It's already been done. You fucked it up. All right. And then you trying to get it back. You trying to be sneaky and get it back from your father. And the father like, I gave it to your brother, man. Crying like a pump. Yeah, but you got a blessing. He gave you a blessing anyways. Why you upset? You still got something. This shit's pretty cool, man. You can go to the store and shit. You get tattoos. It's pretty cool. So what are you upset about? Why you want two blessings? You can't have two blessings and we get none. Let's get one too. All right. How about we get one too? All right. You wanted this, and let's get the one that we paid for, or you paid for. All right. It's a fair deal. Read the next verse.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it." It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity."
Yeah, read it again. Verse 12.
Habakkuk 2 and 12. "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity."
Yeah, you did that. All right. This whole place was built by the blood of the Israelites. Okay. All this was. All down in the Caribbean, all down. You used the blood of the Israelites to build your empire. Don't lie. Okay, we all went to school. We all learned it. Okay, we all have the internet. We can look it up and see that. You used the blood of the Israelites, the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, so-called, to build this wonderful kingdom of yours. And you did it in violence. All right, it wasn't like you paid us, on a contract you owed. No, it was like you stole us. All right, and you killed a lot of us, and then you put us in subjection. All right, and it was unrighteous. It was uncalled for. It was unprovoked. You did this shit anyways. That's messed up, bro. You just gonna get away with it? Somebody get what you got.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, 73, starting at verse 3. Psalms 73, verse 3. It reads, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm."
Yeah, that was that was us before we came into the truth. All right, you would envy him, trying to be like him. Yeah, you want to. What is he doing to get to that level? You start dressing like him.
Going to his college.
Yeah. Going to his colleges.
Dressing like him. Shaving like him.
envying the oppressor. All right, trying to follow after everything, after all of his ways. But look where that got you. Got you into a snare. All right.
That's why people say we were better off when we were segregated. Because then we were following we were going to our schools, being taught by our people.
Right.
When we got integrated, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the chosen people of the Lord, we went to the white man's schools.
Sold our schools, sold our businesses, sold everything we had.
Learned his history. And forgot about ours.
And our people were smart. We're talking about back in the 60s and shit. In the 70s, our people were smart. Our people had businesses. They were inventors. They invented a lot of shit that's going on right now that we still use to this day. It's still in use because of so-called black men or Hispanics. Real quick, what you call it? I lost my throat. Go ahead, say what you gonna say.
I was gonna say, just a couple of days ago, they celebrated 100 years of the Tulsa, Oklahoma situation that they call Black Wall Street. That's 1921, man. All right, when that happened, we were millionaires. We had our own airlines, our own bus lines, our own banks, our own libraries, our own this and that. And that was when Jake was segregated. But then when they integrated, we wound up selling off our bus lines that we owned to go work for Esau. We sold our own businesses to go work for them, man. All right, and right now, you know, these are the things that's rousing Jake up because they talking about these things, man. When they took us up out of slavery, gave us nothing, we had the skills, so we went and we built it up on our own. Esau got mad that we was doing better than him in his own society. He had to go and blow it up, man.
Yeah, and that's what happened. He was jealous and he blew it up.
I got some real quick. Proverbs 24 and 19 through 20. Proverbs 24 verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out.
Yeah, so there's no reason to envy it. Like you said, read that again.
Back in Psalm 73 verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right, you see, envious at the foolish when you saw the prosperity of the wicked. But the brother just read in that scripture. Read that again.
Yeah,
No, that's
Proverbs 24 and verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men.
Right.
Neither be thou envious at the wicked.
Right. No need to. Why?
For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out.
Yeah, the candle of the wicked shall be put out. So why envy that when it's going to be put out? When our candle is said to shine throughout the universe. Matter of fact, oh shit, I'm losing my mind. No, I just lost my mind. I had it. I don't even remember what it was now. Oh yeah, I remember now. Nahum chapter 1, and yeah, that. These are verse 2. Yeah, because you know there's no need for us to envy this man because he's gonna get his payback. We already got ours for going off. We went off and we had to pay for our sins. That's why we're in this low ass state, sweating outside. All right, but if this is over, we're gonna inherit the kingdom of heaven. When this is over for Esau, he's gonna inherit change like this. He's gonna be locked up. Go ahead, whoever got it.
You said you want to Nahum 1 and 2.
Yeah.
This is the book 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah.
All right. This is Nahum, the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2 and 3. Yahweh is jealous, and Yahweh revenges and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries,
Right.
and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Right. So wrath is reserved for the adversary. The adversary going into Satan. Yeah. Shaitan. The adversary. Who's the adversary? Who's opposite against the Heavenly Father? So-called white man. Esau, Edom, specifically. Not just everybody that looks white. No, not that. Go ahead. Next verse.
Nahum chapter 1, verse 3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power,
Right.
and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Yeah. He will not at all acquit the wicked. That was the point. He's not going to acquit him. He's going to have to pay for this. All right. So what's the point of us envying him? Just because he can buy a 55-foot yacht or whatever the case may be for $1 point such and such million. You got a top floor of this building right here, having parties, orgy parties. Why envy that? When our kingdom's going to be much greater than this one. It's going to be in pure righteousness. Now read that. Go back and.
Back in Psalm 73 verse 3 again, at the top it says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right.
For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
Right. It seems like their strength is firm. They got everything in their power. The power is in their hands. Go ahead. Bro, you gonna say something?
No, you got it. Verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men.
No.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
No, they everything's just going. Every day is a good day for them. See, it seems like, even though it's now we're starting to switch now, so we're starting to see an actual changing of the guards. You're seeing this kingdom fall apart, and a lot of these Edomites are suffering in this day and age. But for the most part, you know, from when we all grew up, they were in good. They were in a good estate. Go ahead.
Verse 5
They're
again.
not in trouble like other men. Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment.
Yeah, so they just use their power for wickedness. Nothing's gonna happen to them, so let's just, whatever, I'll do what the hell I want to do. And we're gonna get power over all the people, and since God doesn't exist in their eyes, you know, or they're getting their power from another entity, oh, well, shit, we could just enslave the people, and, you know, we'll use magic and violence to enslave them. Go ahead.
Verse 7, it says, their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Yeah, they don't care about our plight. Who cares? Yo, give them a stimulus check. Give them a free BT for a month on the cable. They'll shut up. You know, because you Jake, y'all don't, you know, y'all sleep, bro. Like y'all Jake is on a low level, man. When you average Jake out here, just don't know nothing. I be around Jake. It's just like it's like a headache talk. You just, you know, face palm talking to some of these Jake out here.
Hey, what up? Well, it's a lot. Yahweh said, you know, whenever somebody brought him up, when I think it was the little girl or the little boy that they're like, oh, he's dead. He's like, he's not dead. He's asleep. You know. And what? This place is the valley of dry bones. These people are spiritually dead, but really it's that they're asleep. They haven't awakened to the light. They're still hitting that snooze button. They have the blackout shades on, you know, which is that those blackout shades is what Esau's doing out here with these stimulus checks, these parties and bars and the illusions that Esau's pushing out here for these people to not see the light.
Full stadiums now.
Right.
Come on now.
And the scripture said, gift destroyeth the heart. You know?
If you can't see that this is that whole thing that happened is all a bunch of bullshit. If you can't see that, then like, bro, like you're not even smart. You know some, you might know a little math or whatever, but you ain't there, bro. You can't see that all this shit is a ruse. You can't see that? Like they lied about everything. They lied about everything, bro. It don't exist. Ain't nobody getting sick like that. Come on, bro.
1% mortality rate.
Ain't nobody getting sick off that. I ain't no nobody sick off that shit, bro. Everybody gets sick all the time anyways, bro. Get the flu or whatever, pneumonia. That ain't nothing new. Niggas was getting pneumonia since I was a kid. So all of a sudden you put some shit out there and everybody believes it. All right, bravo, it worked. But it ain't working on us. We see right through that shit, man. Go ahead.
Reading on verse 8, it says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
Go ahead.
Therefore his people return hither. The waters of a full cup are wrung out up to them. And they say, how doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High?
It doesn't even seem like it's profitable to deal with the Most High to them. It doesn't seem like it is because they got all this power without devoting their lives to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. So they think it's fruitless. They don't think it exists. So they're gonna what? They're gonna just be as wicked as completely possible, and just so they can gain power. It's all about the power, really. They thirst for it. We all thirst for it, but there's a certain ways to go about it. And when you start crossing boundaries, and you know now you're breaking some universal laws. And Esau is the god of breaking universal laws. He just does. He don't care. But there's a consequence to all that, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to pay it back when Yahweh Shai comes back. He's going to have to pay for it, and that's why it's just such a beautiful story because it's going to be so satisfying to see this man. You know, you ever watch those videos where like they used to talk about instant karma? Those shits are that's like catharsis. That's like therapy, man. Watching people get fucked over, you know, after they did some fuck shit and then they get screwed over. I like that.
Righteous judgment.
Yeah, that's what sells. You know, you think about movies, the story of the comeback is always one of the best movies. That's why Esau always uses that in movies. The It's always the comeback of the hero. He comes back at the end and he defeats the villain.
Yeah.
No matter how powerful the villain got, the hero always wins. You know?
And you see how great the story is. He's like, man, there's no chance for this man to win. But then some way possible, he summons the energy to overtake the antagonist, man. Even if you look at a movie like Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled, that's a great story. That's
came back and won.
Yeah, wow. I mean, you know, those are great. That went down in history. You know, Jamaica and the bobsled. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, but it makes you feel good. Mm-hmm. But when you hear about this truth and how we're about to be risen back up and come back and defeat the ultimate villain, people want to scoff at it. Like, what? It don't make any sense. But it makes sense. You know, it makes sense that they're like the people don't believe because it wasn't given unto them to believe.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Real quick.
Yep.
Sirach 10 and verse 21. Sirach 10 and verse 21. It says, "The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, go before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof."
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Real quick.
Yeah.
What authority has Esau ever had? Really? The way of man is not of his own, but of the Most High who directs his steps. It said that through the fear of the Lord you obtain authority. See, Esau ain't never feared the Most High. So what authority does he really have? See, he don't have authority. Yahushua has the authority. And Yahushua already got the victory over death. So what do we got to fear? But the Heavenly Father. That's why the scripture says, fear not man who can kill the flesh, but fear him who can kill the flesh and the soul, man.
Hey, even Yahushua told Pontius Pilate that. You have no power over me, you know.
One more time. Sirach 10 and 21. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority. And that word therefore, authority, obtaining authority, says principality. Because once again, going back to Ephesians 6 chapter, it says what? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. So the power that he has, he gets it from Satan. But ultimately, who do he work for? He works for the Most High. So going back to what the brother said, he really don't have any power nor authority, because ultimately the power and authority that he was given unto him, okay, it's only for a short time. The triumph of his wickedness is short.
Limited time offer.
One more verse, jump down to verse 23. It says, "It is not meet to despise the poor man that have understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify sinful men." And that's what this kingdom does, man. It magnifies sinful men. It puts a man of sin on a pedestal, man. You know, the scriptures say, "Go into the thing called good evil, and evil." You know, that's what's happening. So that's why ultimately this place is overthrown, because wickedness is put on a pedestal. So it's magnified. Sirach 10 in verse 23, it says, "It is not meet to despise the poor man that have understanding, neither is it convenient to magnify the sinful man." And that's what this place calls, pretty much puts on pedestal, because it's convenient to go off. It's what goes down well. It's pretty much easy to pretty much put off the Lord in this society, because everything around you is lawless. The scriptures say you've been given into the hands of a lawless enemy, man. So this place that we're living in is godless.
Right there for convenient. The etymology says late 14th century, fit, suitable, proper, according, accommodation, opportune, or favorable. It's not favorable to exalt the wicked, man. To give him the glory. Oh, look, he's in power, man. Look at that guy. No, man, that is not prosperous. That's why the Lord said he shall put over it one that is profitable, one that is convenient, which is Yahweh Shai. That's why the earth is going to flourish, because it's going to be under the rulership of the true person in authority. Right now, you got the substitute teacher, and everybody's acting a damn fool.
And nobody takes. They got a saying. It's a Spanish saying. I'm sure it's in English, but pretty much translating to nobody takes care of your own possessions better than you. Who created the earth? It was made by him for him, so of course he's going to be the best person to rule over it. You know.
And it's going to be convenient to glorify Yahweh Shai.
That's why. Go ahead.
We're gonna when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That's why people are rejoice, because the true owner, the master of the house, has returned. Here it is, the servant been beating everybody and telling them, "Fuck, do this," and treating them like shit, just kicking it feet up. and then the master come back and be like, hold up, you've been mistreating my servants. Now you got to get the hell out of here, and I'm gonna exalt them, for doing their jobs, But go ahead.
Yeah. That was it on that? Yeah, that was it. Okay, with that. Hey, because ultimately, like the brother was saying, hey, if you had some siblings or cousins or whatever like that, and then one of them was put in charge, and they want to just be straight wicked, all right, they're gonna be running in all that pride until what the parent get back home. But then you got 5 or 6 other little siblings out there. What do you think they're gonna do? They're like, hey man, they was over here oppressing us. They ate up all the food. They ain't feed us. They ain't do this and they ain't do that. Then that one child gonna wind up, the triumphing of the wicked was what? It's for a short time. They was getting their little rocks off, but then now all of a sudden the parent came back in. Now they're gonna be brought low. Now the kid's gonna be exalted. Go ahead with that.
It's the book of Job 20, verse 4. Job 20 and 4. And it reads, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right, we was just going into that, right? You see a lot of these people, and a lot of these different lifestyles and everything like that, from even being these celebrities, these musicians, these women out here in the OnlyFans scenarios. Hey, they only have a small window to so-called be sitting out here balling, man. You see these strippers, these hookers and stuff, they only got that beauty for a short amount of time. So yeah, they can go over here and stun on these other women, yeah, making cake, making this, making that. But hey, look, once that goes away, basketball, football, you're only into that for a short amount of time till you start getting old, man. They are rappers and stuff. They say that a long lifespan of a rapper as far as in the music industry is what, 10 years. If you make it in the music game for 10 years, you're pretty much a legend, man. All right, because normally after the first or the second, or after the second album, that's pretty much it for you, man. They out there balling and all this and that, and then within what, 3 to 5 years after them getting out of whatever they into, whether it be sports, entertainment, music, they wind up going broke, man. All right, so they out there shining and glowing on everybody for the time being. But look, you compare that to the man that's sitting over here working 35, 40 years at a regular job and basing himself the whole time. Hey man, he wound up getting like a 401k, a retirement plan, and these types of things where he can be able to substantiate his family. It's not on such a high level, but it's not like he just jumped all the way up and had a big tank down. At least he was just slowly but surely climbing and going on along, man. So the same for us this whole time, man. We've been at the bottom of the barrel the whole time while these other nations have been exalted. All right, but look, all their kingdoms all had a temporary reign. Esau is reigning over the whole earth right now. That's part of his blessing, but it's temporary, man. All right, but when we come into play, yeah, we had to wait for it all the way to the end. We're going to have this thing forever, man. All right? I got to quickly go ahead.
2 Corinthians 4 and 18. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen. Let me see if I can start up.
Hey, if I may add real quick before you go, like the brother was saying, that's how Esau gets Jake to sell out for the same blessing that he took, the instant gratification. But down the road, you get nothing. Like his brother said, at least the dude that was working the 9 to 5, he can at the end of the day he gonna be good because he can get a new job. But Esau get you feed you all this shit, money, cars, the fame, and then like the brother said, you got a couple years maybe. Unless you keep selling out like Snoop Dogg. This nigga been around 30 years, damn near 30 years, if not more. So, but what are the things he's had to do to keep that blessing so-called going? But at the end of the day, it ain't gonna pay off. Unlike the dude with the 401k, so to say. And if he gets fired, he got skills to go get another job. But Snoop Dogg, what the hell he gonna do? Flip burgers? Cut grass for a living? He can't do nothing but rap.
They actually have some people like that, actors and stuff like that. I believe one of the actors, this guy name was David Allen Greer, goes from way back. I forgot what show he was on. You remember what show he was on? And Living Color. So he was a big name back then. And then I forgot they had showed him somewhere else in life. And he was balling out in his life. But they showed him in his later on in life, he was working at like Home Depot or something like that. So he had that big jump in life and that fame. But he was standing right next to somebody else who was already working at Home Depot from the jump. You know what I'm saying? But how much more embarrassing from it? Like, yo, wasn't you on that show? I grew up watching you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to clown him more than the dude that's been working at Home Depot. They're like, yo, this has been my only job anyway, man. But I got more time and more experience in it on this. I don't feel as bad for all those things, man. All right? You got to
2 Corinthians 4 and 17. It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Verse 18.
Hey, real quick, so like back to that scenario, yeah, you might have to bust your ass, at a regular job or whatever, but there's a reward, so to say, just making an analogy. But if you get it instantly, Esau just gives it to you. the joy is for the hypocrites is for a moment. So yeah, you might live it up until Esau come, hey, trying to renew that contract. What you gonna do? You know?
This is like the ultimate grind. You know, yeah, everybody talks about, I grind. Now, how'd you get that car? Yeah, I grinded from the bottom. Yeah. Well, this is that grind, man. This is that true grind, putting in that work. Because we know if we can endure this thing, as the scripture says, it works for far more exceeding eternal weight of glory. Trust me, you're going to want what's going to come after this. Go ahead.
Yep. 2 Corinthians 4:18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Hey, so also going into what we were just speaking about, so look, the things that are seen, right? You got these rappers or whatever, whatnot, you know, they out here living it up in the regular sight of man, they living it up. Oh, they got Rolls Royces, they got this, they got that. But what's not seen is the things they had to actually do to get all those things, man.
Yep.
Well, bending over, selling their souls, drinking blood, all kind of crazy things they had to wind up doing for these little small things, and it's temporary, man. You got somebody like Bill Cosby. Hey, you get tired of bending over, look what we can do to you, man. All right, we can just throw you in jail with no real evidence from some things some made up, he said, she said, from 20 years ago, man. Yeah. You know, no real evidence. They don't, but they got a thing called statute of limitation for Esau, but for Jake, they can just pull some work out the closet. You know what I'm saying?
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, and they was talking about on Bill Cosby. They were saying that he turned down this little deal to where he could possibly get parole or something like that if he was to go into this like little rehab type thing. He was like, shit. Yeah, he said, well, no, I ain't doing that because that's gonna lead to my admission of guilt. Right. Y'all don't have no evidence against me of any of these things, man. So I'm innocent. But again,
he went to jail, didn't he?
Yeah,
well, he still got his ass.
Well, he's basically he's basically in holding.
Oh, okay.
He ain't actually didn't actually find
definitely.
yeah, basically. You know what I'm saying? Trying to break him down. But this is the thing is, hey, the triumphant of the wicked is but for a short time, man. Because Bill Cosby was like the richest Jake that we didn't see for a long time. But guess what? They took all that away. He was the ideal family man and everything like that. But now they like, oh, he out here drugging. They got a term. Oh, you Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Cosby there.
Yeah, you know, they got a derogatory term like that, man. So Michael Jackson the same way, man.
I mean, they probably did some shit like that. They probably, you know, because when you in Hollywood, you in that game, especially back in the 70s and shit, everybody was on drugs. So, you know, the nigga, you know, it's a good chance, not saying he wasn't not, but it's a good chance he probably was into that. But that was, what, man, 30-something years ago, 40 years ago, whatever the case is?
They were throwing the pussy at him, shit.
Yeah, you know, that's Bill Cosby.
Exactly.
You know, he can get whatever you want to do, but, you know, you probably partying. You know, that's the secret life behind the scenes. Yeah, he's a family man on TV, but behind the scenes, he's just, you know, regular Jake partying.
Hey, that's how you know there's a double standard. Like the brother was saying, the statute of limitation for Esau. So this happened 20-some years ago. There's no evidence. What happened with Trump? Oh, they had the paychecks. They had the proof. They had the text messages. This nigga got scot-free. Nobody said nothing. Yeah, exactly. So that was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, some shit. So like the brother said, man, it's that.
Esau
shit. Esau shit, man. Cause that's how he get you. He might let you. Esau ain't finna let you win in his kingdom, bro. He might give you some crumbs to make you feel good, but then he gonna make you do some weirdo shit, man.
Hey, but the game is rigged against you, all right? It's rigged for you to get stuck into this here system, man. You can't win with this thing, man. You know they even have some bills and things like that. If you overpay your bill, you get a penalty for that.
Well, what's on the dollar bill, the web? It's the trap, man.
If I can say this real quick, this is for brother get and Esau Edom pretty much his sellout program is pretty much gradual. It's like gradualism. Because first they say you blow up, okay, then you get hooked into the IG, then you get your social status up, and then ultimately what? You have people that's bigger demons over you that's watching, okay, and they're handling, and then ultimately what? They get you on them drugs and they pull you to the side, be like, hey man, you gotta check this club, this spot out here. Yeah. And then that's once you get off them pills or whatever the hell they got you on, you get turned out, man. And then the next day you like, man, I had a great time, and now you gradually locked into that fucking covenant of death, man.
Just going into what your brothers are saying about this industry, you know, and before I get to the precept, you know, America is known as the whore that rideth upon the beast. So just keep that in mind as the woman. This is Ecclesiastes 7:26. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. And America is a woman. It's that whore that rideth upon the beast. And everything about this woman is nothing but snares and nets. Like the brother's saying, you get into this industry, you're going to get turned out. you're gonna fall for the wiles of the devil. You're gonna fall into his nets. His money even got web on the back of it. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands. And now this is talking about, in the flesh and spiritually, okay? And her hands are as bands. Whoso pleases the Most High, so her hands are as bands, like shackles, okay? And that's how Esau feels trapped, or Jake feels trapped when they fall into Esau's his heart and snares. That's why you see a lot of people that commit suicide or they get killed because they get tired of serving under Esau, and Esau takes them out. And it says, whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her way. And that's why you see 2/3 of our people being falsely accused, going through these things like Bill Cosby, because he got caught up in those snares and nets of the woman, the whore.
Hey, just like with Esau, he didn't consider the latter end. You know that who you dealing with, who you making this deal with the devil, man. You think the devil gonna really promote you to be up over top of him? All right, you didn't consider the latter end like Esau. Hey, you didn't consider who's people you was dealing with. Who, you got to take over them to be able to get to the position you in. But yeah, you didn't consider your latter end.
Right, and the Greek word for the word things we see are temperate is proskairos. Proskairos, and it says for a season. Enduring only for a while, temporary. Now the key is for a season. Yeah, winter, spring, fall, those seasons they come and go. So that word temporal means for a season. Alright? And back at quick precept, 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. It says, and every man that striveth for the masteries is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. So the crown that Bill Cosby has received, the crown that Mike Tyson has received, all right, those are all corruptible crowns because eventually they get old, they corrode. All right, that's why you got when anywhere they're trying to do exhibitions, because he pretty much, he want to stay relevant. All right, he want to stay relevant, and because he know, hey, pretty soon or late he loves attention. That the next boxer gonna come out, and he'll just be something of the past. Those are all corruptible crowns, man.
They want the glory. Hey, it's because it's in our spirit, man. We want to be back in our first estate, man. All right. We want to be back in our first estate. Ultimately, right? They want the glory, the power, and these types of things like that. Give me that. Can I get this for you? All right. Well, let me speak on this real fast. But they want that glory. Romans 8 and like 15 or 16 or something like that. But yeah, bring that real quick. Right here, start at 6:19.
This is Romans.
Go to 18.
Romans 8, starting at verse 18. It says,
all right, hold on. Bring that first and then run with that. All right.
Hebrews 11, verse 25 and 26. Right to the point. Hebrews 11 and 25. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward.
I believe that's talking about Moses, right? Yeah. So, hey, going right into what we're about to go into, it's like, look, man, you have a scenario where, like the brother was going into, these guys, we all want the so-called glory, because in the spirit, we know where we come from, man. All right, whether they know it or not, they're looking for glory, but this is a temporary glory that they're getting right now, man. All right, Michael Jackson, glorified on the earth for a temporary time, man. Then they pretty much tarnish his name, man. All these other people, all these rappers or whatever, when they come out, I'm the GOAT right now, I'm the biggest right now, I'm the hottest right now. But then 5 years later, from that, you don't even remember who these people are. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that, they're artists. Yeah, I remember when they had that one song like that, I just thought it was randomly. The dude named Jaquan, everybody in the club getting tipsy. That shit used to be rocking, but how many people could have remembered that dude's name? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, but he was up on top, but it was for a temporary time of being, man. He was glorified in the sight of men, but for a temporary time, man. Go ahead with that.
One-hit wonders and shit.
Yeah.
it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Right, so going into these things, right? Like I said, our people it's gonna go into it. Our people want to be glorified, but right now, hey man, you gotta sit there and you gotta how you say, suffer these things, man. I was listening to the radio the other day. They was talking about the Brazilian butt lifts and things like that. And they was talking about, they was going on and all these things. And if a woman want to look good, she's self-conscious about herself and this and that. And they was like, well, they should go out there and get it. And I was like, it never crossed their mind to actually eat healthy and work out and maintain a body. But the thing is, we live in a instant society. All right, they want to be able to just go get the surgery real quick and have their whole body sculpted instead of actually putting in the work for these things, man. They want it real quick.
Yeah, I know a chick that she takes pills to suppress appetite that's given unto obese people, man.
She gonna end up
Like,
dying.
God damn, like,
Just for that, just to be glorified. If you want, and it's quick. It's quick. Instead of actually going to the gym and doing the real workout,
exactly.
eating right and going through those things, then that's akin to what we doing, right? We all trying to get the same. Well, we all trying to be glorified, put up on top, right? But we're doing it the actual, because we're talking about the women getting into shape, using that as an example, right? They go out and they get the surgeries to get it all done real quick, But what we're doing is we're actually going to the gym and we're actually working out. We're actually eating right. The hard, slow, painful way of doing things, man. That's what we're actually doing.
You done?
Well, I wanted to go a little further on that, but go ahead with that.
Real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Because the brother was going into, he was speaking about, when you say, what did you say, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, those names, but, like you said, the one dude everybody in club getting who know his name?
Yeah.
Those names fade away. But greatest example right here, Philippians 2 and 5. Philippians 2 and 5, and I'm going to read through it fast because I know you got a point. It says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Mashiach Yahushai, who being in the form of the Most High, it's like of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. This is the point. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross, right here. Wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahushai every knee should bow, of the things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. So he was given a name that every knee shall bow, everlasting name, man. All right, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan. People forget it. You have to bring those men up, But the name that Yahushua was given was a name that it will always be glorified. Always be some glory behind the highest name given, man.
I got something to back you up. This is Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22, verse 1. It says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. So the brother just said, man, that name, a good name will endure forever. Like them niggas, you don't know them little pump, little tricky, little dicky, little everything. Nobody knows them. But people still talk about Yahushua to this day, whether they know the name or not. And one more, real quick, to back up what the brother just went into. Okay, here it is. This is in Proverbs 18 and 12. Proverbs 18 and 12. Proverbs 18 and 12. Yeah, it is. Blank screen now. Okay. Well, somebody get it. Proverbs 18 and 12. It's not loading for some reason.
That's the book of Proverbs 18, verse 12, you said?
Yep.
It reads, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility.
So before honor is humility. Didn't you just read he had to humble himself, or he got humiliated? Yeah.
No reputation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's also,
go ahead.
That's also a part of these things, man. Like we was just giving the example about the women in the Brazilian butt things or whatever, right? They can go get it real quick, or they can go the natural way. Now, as all of us being men, we would actually prefer a more natural woman than a store-bought woman, man. It's got all this sculpting, the facial stuff, the fake hair, all this different stuff. No, we'd rather the natural woman because that's just how she naturally is, man. It's not sculpted. It wasn't quickly paid for and everything like that, man. All right, it's the same way. It's like, a lot of these women would actually respect a hard-working man that has the mindset to build up his own business than some dude who's a baller from winning the lottery. You know what I'm saying? You have no real skills. You just happen to win the lottery. You don't know how to really maintain any of these things, man. The person had to go from the bottom to the top. they would respect and understand these things. So the same way with Yahushua, man, to sit there and humble himself and to go through the hard times to have his name glorified. It wasn't just like somebody, oh, let me buy my name and put it up into the heights of all these different things, man. Those things fade away, man. It's temporal, man. All right.
Is it Yahweh, man?
You got a question?
Yeah, the Israelites.
Yeah, we're
That's all one. Thank you. Go back to that. God bless.
Romans 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of verse 17.
Yeah, because we were just talking about Yahushua.
Romans 8 and 17. Well, I gotta start at 16.
Go for it, brother. Well, we might go to 15 where it says, for our Father. Yep.
All right. Romans 8 and 15. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
Right.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Right, going into that long suffering, man. Yahushua had to go through his darkest hour, the trials and tribulations way back then, man. All right, he's not really glorified in the sight of all these people right now, man. But he's still playing that lowly role. Not to say playing the lowly role, but hey, people still talking all kind of mess on his name to this here day. All right, but lo and behold, the Lord is going to exalt him over top of all these nations to where every knee is going to bow to his name, man. All right, because look, he took the how you say the low road, man. He humbled himself into all these things instead of trying to go at it the quick way, man. The quick way is everybody else. Now I want it. This song I was just singing is like I want it now, and I want it all, and I want it now. You know, they want it real quick. Yeah, but see, they have this mindset that Esau's pushing it to him, like he said, hey, give me that same red meat. I'm faint. I'm about to die. I'm pretty sure if he probably would have just waited a little bit till the food was done, his brother would have broke him off with some food anyway. But he wanted it now, and he wanted it real quick. And he ran off with that, you know, having that there so-called piece of meat that he had, man. But look, we suffering with Yahushua, man. All right, taking the low road, be humiliated in the sight of all these men. All right, especially in this important time. This is one of the greatest times for Jake to be exalted on the earth right now, man. They out here riding in nice cars, nice whips, nice designer this, designer that. Everybody looking up to Jake, the 2/3 of Jake right now that's being put in these positions, man. And look at us, we out here in sackcloth. People looking down upon us and everything like that. But hey, it's all good though. All right, we'll read that about something with Yahushua again, being joint heirs.
This is Romans 8 and 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High.
Right. So hold on, going into children and going into heirs. You know, you the son of a king. All right, as you growing up as the son of a king, you see how vast your father's empire is, his kingdom is, and everything like that, right? You know you're going to inherit that, but you got to wait until your father dies, man. Well, he's a young man right now. He's got full of health. 9 times out of 10, look.
You know that's
right,
a Jake.
Hey, that's what we speaking of, Jake. Right there, out there doing being glorified in the sight of man right now, man.
In the Hellcat.
Like I just said, this is the greatest time right now for Jake to actually be exalted about with certain things. And look who blocked with Jake. You see what I'm saying? But they couldn't wait to get a chariot, man. You know what I'm saying? A real chariot to pull up on these damn nations and then make them real scared, man.
Put Esau on
all right, they got the little demon in the Hellcat demon or whatever. Hey, man, when you put the real spirit on these things, man, it's gonna be a completely different. I mean, when the Lord rode up in the chariots going back into Egypt, man, the nations feared us, man. But look, they got their chariots now. They got their loud exhaust pipes. Oh shit, that shit got something in there. They couldn't wait, man. They couldn't wait and take the suffering of this affliction right now to be exalted, man. Go ahead and read that again, because hey, the Spirit is speaking right now, man.
It says, and if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahushua.
Right. Joint heirs, meaning we're going to inherit what Yahushua inherited, man. All right? He ain't taking possession of it as yet right now, but so that's what we're suffering right about now. Go ahead.
If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Hey, so in a sense, right, people could look at us and like, oh, well, shit, he got the Hellcat, y'all driving in a little Honda Accord, y'all walking and riding on the bus and everything. He's exalted right now. It's okay, but look, when the Lord come to destroy all these things, we pull up in chariots. Damn, I wish I had a chariot. Nah, bro, you was already exalted on this here side, man. All right, you've had your constellation already, man. Now it's time for us to be exalted because we waited and we suffered with Yahushua, man. All right?
Hey, real quick, now if you told him he had to sell that,
right.
come over here, he'll look at you bugged out.
Right.
Another one.
Another chick. But go ahead. What's your point?
Yeah, but the scriptures say, you cannot be the Lord's disciple if you do not sell it or give everything, man.
You can't serve Mammon and the Most High at the same time.
Because that's how we're going to get that abundance. Because we gave up this world. We gave
Right.
all that shit up, man. Our mind, our treasures are in the heavens, man. You know?
And what the brother's speaking on is really actually spiritual because, you know, a lot of us came into the truth. We had a lot of different things, right? And then we detached ourselves from those things. And guess what? The Lord, after the Lord say, all right, now I know you're really with me, I'll actually give you these things back. There's nothing wrong with having a Hellcat, man. The Lord blessed us with nice cars and this and that. There's nothing wrong with those things. But that ain't what we out here living for, man. All right, we had to take the lowly road and this and that, give all those things. We don't have those type of connections to those things. We still like things like that, but at the end of it, the Lord will wind up bringing those things back unto you when you put Him first, man. These are just little sideline things. And we were like, yo, man, you gotta get rid of that car, try to make it into a carrier. You try to tell him that, like the brother said, he's like, nah, I'm riding it out with the Hellcat. I'm gonna run from the missiles in the Hellcat, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to run through Jacob's trouble in the Hellcat. Nah, bro. But Jake, that's in the right mind and the right spirit, like, you know what, if this is going to distract me from the Lord, I don't even want that, man. I'm willing to give that up real quick, you know? Yes, I'm saying?
Because the thing about Matthew the 4th chapter, when Satan came to tempt Yahushua, what did Satan offer Yahushua? He said, all powers are given to me of this world, you know, all the kingdoms of this earth, so if you worship me, you'll have all these things that you desire, you know? And ultimately, the Lord knew again, because he had an inheritance to receive, you know, because there's nothing to rush. If we have, again, going to what's promised us in heaven, it's going to come eventually. Right. And that's what we're watching for prophecy for this man to go down, because that entitles us getting back our birthright, you know, which the Lord promised unto us. So that's why going into the power to rebuke the tempter, you know, that's what our people don't have. They don't have the power to be able to say no. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that filter to be able to really sell out the right way, you know, sell out for Yahweh Shai, you know.
And that's why the scriptures say this is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. All right, we have that long suffering and patiently waiting on these things as well. We have faith that the Lord, the Lord said it. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. We're gonna wind up inheriting these things, man. Go back up one more time. Doing ears.
And if children, Romans 8 and 17. And if children and heirs of the Most High and joint heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with Him,
right,
that we may be also glorified together.
Right, so you have a different glorification that's going on. It's going to go further down into both 2/3 and the 1/3, but hey man, we all want to be basically at the same time, because like scriptures say, groaning, how does it go? Well, we're going to get to that part. It's going to say down there, but the angels which kept not their first estates, you know, that was in the everlasting chains of darkness. All right, so you know what I'm saying? Our spirits are, like it's going to say down there further down, we all groaning to be put back into this first estate, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, for I reckon, verse 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy.
Right, walking around and not having your name glorified, not walking around and being the center of attention. You know how homeboy just went down there, had to do a donut real quick before he parked, so everybody, all eyes on me, had to be glorified, man. You see what I'm saying? Before he go park and go inside of the area, that was him that was over there in that car like that, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what 2/3 is doing, but it's in their spirit because, keep going.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Keep going.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope.
Right, so ultimately it's the Most High's plan. Keep going.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God.
Right, so going into this, the creature they're speaking about is the Israelites. You got 2/3 and 1/3, which they're going to go further into that. But look, we're waiting on the redemption of this here body, going back into the sons of the Most High. Well, I just spoke a little further. Keep going.
It says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth.
Right, the 2/3 and the 1/3. This is what they want over there. They want to be glorified in the sight of these heathens, man. They don't even know why they're doing these types of things. Why they got to go out and look good and have people look up to them. All right, because they like I think it was Solomon said, I've seen this abomination where how does it go? Servants are riding on horses and princes are walking beside them. All right, so they're like, yo, man, we see how we supposed to be. We know we supposed to be up on a higher level and everything like that. But look, they can't wait to be so-called glorified. They got to find a way now to be glorified on this here side, man. All right, go ahead.
For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together
2/3 and 1/3. Go ahead.
until now. And not only they,
The 2/3.
but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit.
So we already know what the promises are going to actually come, man. They want this temporary glorification. They want this temporary kingdom. They want the temporary adulation of this here world on this here side, man, for wicked stuff, man. Oh, I'm the best rapper alive. I got the flyest outfit on, the flyest car, this and that. How about being the first fruits that's reigning with Yahweh, man, the princes of the earth, man? All right, a nation of kings and priests, man. Being in righteousness, man. Coming, hey, those people got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let's go over there and find out what they know, and so we can serve them in righteousness, and so that the Lord don't come in and destroy our people, man. Think about the type of glory that is versus that type of glory that they asking for, man. They asking for the glory just be glorified because they dress the freshest, drive the nicest cars, can rap the best, or whatever, have these little different lines and everything else like that. But at the end all be all, at the end of the day, they can't really provide you with no truth, man. They can't provide you with no real answers. They can't provide you with no real guidance. They can't bring you no closer to the Most High, man. All right? Finish that off real quick.
Romans 8,
18.
no, 18, that's way far. 3:22 again. Romans 8 and 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
Right, going back to being put in these chains of darkness. We're in our lowest state right now, man. This is what we're crying for, man. All right, they have a so-called thing called escapism. They're trying to escape the hell that they in. All right, they're looking at themselves in the mirror. Damn, we in hell, we at the bottom. We got to get up, made it from the bottom. Now I'm here. I'm at the top. Now I'm being glorified, man. Nobody's not looking down on me no more. But that's what 2/3 of our people, that's the route that they're taking versus us, man. We'd rather be sitting here being looked up upon for being in righteousness' sake, man. All right, distributing the law, statutes, commandments out to the rest of the planet, man. Being the actual elites of the earth, man. All right, not being the elites of the earth their way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because they're Jay-Z or somebody like that. They want to listen to the so-called rich man versus the people who actually got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and the real truth, man. All right, you had something you was going to say?
No, I had something.
All right, go ahead.
Psalms 110 and 3. We always bring it out, but as the brother said, they being the first fruits of the Spirit, that's not something that they like. Why? Is the brothers going into the positions of power and power being transferred? All right, well, the power is in other things right now, but once the Most High transfer that power to this word, all right, which we already have it now, but once he this earth go full swing into the word, all right, and it really exalting Yahweh Shemel Shai to a level that we never even seen or heard of, that's when the people are gonna then they're gonna want to be a priest. All right, when the fame, when the fame and the glory come, then that's when they're gonna want to cleave on and want to be a priest or want to be of the first fruits, man. All right,
and real quick, speaking on that, and you can see that going on right now, man. Now that the Israelite thing is taking over the whole, the whole globe right about now. You having these Johnny-come-latelys now that just want to jump up and they want to jump up and call themselves Israelites, call themselves teachers because they think it's a fashionable thing to do. It's the new fad, so they're like, oh yeah, we Israelites, we teach as well too, but you ain't even went through none of these things like that, man. And then the real glorification gonna really come is when then they should know prophet have been among them. When you start seeing these things that we've been telling you about versus what these other Johnny-come-latelys is telling you about Christianity is the mark of the beast. And then now all of a sudden it's being revealed what that really is. They're gonna be like, they're not gonna be glorified. People gonna be like, nah, y'all done told us some lies. These guys had the truth the whole time, man. All right, like Sarnetta saying, and these other folks. Hey, they had the vocab video where the lady was asking about certain things. They was talking about the white folks, and he was like, they talk about rape. And that's who he tried to deflect with. And then the lady was like, oh, I don't want to hear about all of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, we stood on this the whole time. Like now, it's actually being made manifest. You know what I'm saying? It's showing forth who is who and what is what, man. We've been glorified already for standing on this here truth from day one. Not falling to cater to these other people and making their congregations feel comfortable. Oh, every nation can make it. We're going to put together a black community, a black this, a black that. But then when it comes down to Jacob's trouble, you've been lying to those people. Now all those people you're no longer being exalted because you got the nice garments. You lied to us the whole time. Now you are enemy, man. All right, those guys with the rough garments, they actually told us the truth the whole time. We're going to just leave your camp and go over to their camp, man. All right?
Okay. Psalms 110 and 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
Right.
And the beauties of holiness from the womb and from the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. So the people are going to be willing, as the brother beautifully put it, man. All right? Because why? We're focused on the word, man. All right? Our power and our authority comes through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai by the word, man. All right? No gimmicks, nothing flashy, you know, and the truth is surfacing. All right? The brother gave the beautiful point where, you know, there's like, well, GMS, well, they have people that look like so-called white people in their camp. Well, they also teach too that you can rape little girls. Wait, hold on. They actually have people that look like so-called white people in their camp. So it's coming out like, yo, they ain't just racist, like just every white person they see, we're gonna have people that look like so-called white people. But you can see that it's surfacing, man. These guys have pure truth, man. You know, they have sound doctrine. You got it.
And we was deemed the most hated group in America, right? The most racist, the most hated group in America. But now it's coming to light. It's like, actually, them guys got the truth, man. The whole time you got those other groups and those other camps that's so loving, and bringing together the black community and getting everybody married and having fashion shows. It seemed nice. But then it's come to find out they're not even telling us the truth the whole time, man. So that's even more wicked than the guys out there speaking all rough and cussing us out. They was at least showing us real love out there the whole time, and it's now being made manifest, man. We had to take the shame and the glory of first, y'all GMS, y'all believe in the rape doctrine. Oh, it's GMS, y'all believe that the microchip is the mark of the beast. But now it's coming up like, oh shit, they actually had the truth the whole time, man. You know, so now we're being somewhat glorified on this here site when it comes to these other camps and things like that, who actually the Lord was dealing with the whole time, man. But what, we had to suffer the affliction, we had to suffer being talked down upon the whole time for us to be able to come into this here state, man. Even in our own households, amongst our families and our friends and things like that, man. A couple years ago, all you believe in that, you being wicked, you got all this going on and everything else like that. 2020 came around, now they come to you for answers. Now they want to change, what does this mean, what that mean? I just started reading about what's the breakdown of this. Now them same people that was casting you out or talking shit to you is now coming to sit at your feet and learn from you, because now it's like, actually he might have known what was going on. But that was a long suffering that we had to go through to get here.
And real quick, it was a build of character. Like Elder Gabar made a beautiful point. He said, if you can handle the humility, the water, if you can handle the humility, then you can handle the power that comes with it. That's right. So that's why we had to go through that, you know, being humiliated, being the lowest, being the worst group in Israel, right? That build our character. And those that when affliction came with the word, those that stayed in it and stayed with the truth and kept pushing it, regardless of how we looked at, they built their character. So now when the Most High began to give brother those powers to start doing miracles, well, you handled the shame, we handled the rebuke, we handled the reproach from all these other people. That built our character. So now we're worthy, Lord's willing, if we be part of the elect, now we're worthy to receive the power when these miracles begin to start taking place on this earth, man.
Hey, still stiffly and boldness in the face of those that afflicted us, those that talked down upon us, those that laughed and scoffed at us, man. Whether it be our families, our friends, or people around the world. But now, you know, people riding up and down the streets, man. You know, now we start to see people riding up and down the streets. Y'all Israelites. Now they know, because why? We've been out here, and when people used to walk by, videotape us and make memes of us and everything like that, and shaming us. Now people coming by, hey, they might want to listen. They know who we are, or whatever. Hey, now we have some kind of high say fame. Hey, that brother has anything?
Yeah. Real quick, before we get started, I was gonna say, you say that. There's still videos up from years and years ago, 5 so many years ago, of us on a Scorpius channel. You know, talking, you know, basically trying to make it look like we're the issue, and you know that goes for camps all over the world too. You know, you got Scorpius making channels, and they're in the back videotaping us, and you know what I'm saying, making us look like you're bad. But here it is now, 2021. Hey, you can't really say anything.
Crickets.
Oh yes, crickets. Now you don't see that happening anymore because you're just gonna bring light to the truth. You know.
Hey, real quick, like the brother was saying. Oh, see, the Lord is making a division right now. He's just showing you who his chosen is, his elect is. Because everybody that's called themselves Israelites, they're not being hated. But every Israelite's going to, if you call yourself an Israelite, you're going to be hated one way or another. They're going to demonize you for being an Israelite. But what? Like, we've been going through it. So people already hate us. They call us the most hated group in Israel. We get on all the other camps. A brother sent this website, another black extremist website. All the camps are under ISUPK, IUIC. Camps I never heard of, except for Great Millstone. The Lord's making a distinction who his men are. So when everybody when all the Israelites get demonized, we've already been through it. So you know, and then that, like brother was saying, the Lord is preparing a separation. So when the miracles do happen, man, you're gonna be, oh shit, you know what? Those are clearly the men of the Lord, not these fucking idiots, you know, with t-shirt fringes on.
Doing the dance.
Doing the dance, sending their women out to teach, or whatever the case may be. Make it so the Lord is all this shit has been going on since this whole situation started. Look how many camps been exposed. How many camps been going off left and right.
But GMS so-called raping women.
Yeah.
Where
they
has
at?
that? Where has that? What member in there has come up and like you know. But all, like the brother said, all shit coming out of all these other camps.
Yep.
Right?
That was the only thing they would ever be able to say about us is like we rape women and we pedophiles. But how many times y'all used to see in the past the police come up, run our information and everything? Well, where's our accusers? How come we ain't in jail?
Plus, the scriptures what justifies this. We're not saying that to go telling somebody, hey, go rape them because according to the law you can't. No, we're saying it was in the law. If it happened, here's what the scriptures say. That's it.
And y'all that saying that we did that shit, man, that's fucked up, bro. That's some fucked up shit to say that we rapists and pedos and all that.
You're
gonna call some, bro? Like, we hate that shit, bro.
That's against the law.
That's what bearing false witness.
We hate that shit, bro. We ain't with none of that pedo shit and raping women, though.
Yeah, first of all, pedophile.
That's a heinous crime, man.
Pedophile is like kids, you know, like little kids.
It's like, you're saying, no, we ain't doing that shit over here. Why would you say that?
That's why now these things are coming out to them, because that same law about bearing false witness, it says that they shall be brought forth in front of the judge, and then the judge shall discern whether it's a true witness or not. And if he is found to be a false witness, what has to be done unto him was what he wanted to be done to the other person who was lying on. So now they're being exposed because they're trying to, so to say, expose us. Right.
Okay, brother, you got something?
Still in season, back in 1 Corinthians 2, and I can start at 12.
And select.
I just want to make this point. That's why the scripture says out of the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, man. Where are the witnesses at? Where are the people saying, showing that, hey, look, he did this.
He did it on such and such day and such and such location.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We're the victims. How come we're the women that's saying all these things? If a lot of these women hate us for how harsh we speak, you should have a line of them over here. It was him.
Yeah,
he did this. He did that. He touched my daughter. He did this. Where they at, man? The only people accusing us is other men that don't even know that they're bearing false witness. Like, well, where the women at? Y'all, that's the easiest thing to do is just bring. As a matter of fact, that happened to me earlier this week at work. I had an Edomite lady trying to lie on me about something. I'm like, all right. When I walk into her house every week, I'm on camera. I don't even want to hear all this extra bullshit about what I did. Tell her to show me on the videotape. Because I know that don't exist. I know exactly what I do when I go to her house every week. There's a videotape. If she's saying that, where's the record at?
Exactly.
She got me on camera every week. So, I mean, well, I don't want to hear that he say, she say, where the record at?
Yeah.
You know, there ain't no records of these things, so you can't really say anything about it, man.
And this is like the brother was saying that they coming up out of the woodwork saying, oh yeah, well they've been doing it for years, you know, but saying that we're rapists and this and that. Well, they lied on the Lord himself. They paid people to lie, they say this, and their stories couldn't even collaborate, you know? So that's what the same shit's happening.
The same people back then doing the gang today, doing the same bullshit they was doing back then. It's the same spirits, man. They're not spiritual, bro. They're carnal. They're natural. They're regular. They're not part of the story like that.
Yeah, really it's the envy. They teach for envy and strife. They jealous of that.
It shows me the body of Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
You know? Because he ain't here.
Yep.
We here. And we come in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which shows you that, hey, we are, Lord's will, we the elect. You know, we are the body of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, the house of David. You got it, bro.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians 2, getting straight to the point. I start at verse 13. It says, well, verse 12, it says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High. Which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And this is why you see these other groups out here, they cannot see the spiritual aspects of the law, because the scripture goes into saying that the law is spiritual. This is why it's like a stumbling block unto them.
All right, they want to go ahead and say that we're rapists, pedophiles, and things. But like the brother just said, we just going through the book and we're showing you the law. Okay, so verse 14, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. All right, and they're spiritually discerned. They can't see these things, they're blind. All right, this is why the Lord is making a distinction between the true prophets and the ones who are false.
Yeah, if I can say the thing about the video you put in the chat yesterday about Elder Apostle Gabar, at the time of the lesson is, pretty much the Lord is about to hide himself and not unto us. Because if you're spiritual, you see how the Lord set up his men to be in those seats, going to those joint heirs. Read Psalm 2nd chapter, and it says, why do the heathen rage? The first sign of defeat is what they try to defame your character. Try to slander you, try to put some type of dirt because they can't find no galley. Because again, that shows you that we're in the spirit.
Yeah. And just like back then, that it was the Pharisees, right? The ones that were mainly getting on your house side. Was the same thing today. There's guys that claim it's all about the law. You got to keep the law. What are the ones that come up against it's rapes in the scriptures? They're the main ones that come up against it. Yep. The same thing happened before, man.
That's why Yahushua came to show them that they hypocrites.
Yep.
They hypocrites. They're in power, in position of the law. Those of the circumcision, they would like the so-called authority, right? And Yahushua came and just to show everybody how much of hypocrites that they were being, man.
What do you say? Be aware of the leaven of the or the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy.
Listen what they say, but do it. Yeah,
do as they say, but not as they do.
Read that last verse again.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Right, two different examples of that. Like I said, with the vocab situation with the chick. Well, there's one scenario basically. With the chick, she was saying, they was talking about something about basically white people being in the camps, right? And so vocab's rebuttal to that was about the rape thing. But now we talking to a woman, a highly emotional creature, that put all that to the side and said, "No, I ain't asking you about all that." She was comfortable with that, and still, hey brother, one of y'all pages is flying down there.
She said, "Don't do that."
Yeah, well, she said, "I ain't asking you about all that. I'm asking about this." Then I remember hearing the apostles talk about a couple years ago. You had a bunch of the brothers that made the videos. Am I a black Hebrew Israelite? And now these was all so-called Edomite looking or so-called white looking brothers that's amongst the camps, and then also the Northern Kingdom brothers. Am I a black Hebrew Israelite? They had all these different videos. So like the brother was reading, the natural man can't see these things. They just see, oh, it's a white boy in the camp, or so-called Latino in the camp. Like, yeah, we're not black Hebrew Israelites, man. We're Hebrew Israelites, and right now we look like how we look, man. We've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We're gonna look like these people we mixed with, man.
And that's how we gotta be the man of the Lord, because on one side you got people that say, oh look, they're all black Israelites, and then on the other side you got the camps that say, look, they let white boys into the camp.
Well, which one is it?
Yeah, exactly. Which one is it? Shit.
It's all of the spirit.
Yep.
That's why vocab was cut by the end of these questions. And then he had to deflect.
Yep.
Speaking of that, read that now. That just came up right now.
This is 1 Peter 5 and 6. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time.
Hey, and ultimately, all of us had to go through those things, man. Coming into this truth, there was things that you heard at first that you probably wasn't comfortable with, but you had to humble yourself to be able to receive these things, man. At first, I didn't really want no slaves, man. I was just like, bro, I just want to get up out of this condition, this hell and everything else like that. But after a time, humbling yourself, you keep hearing talking about we gonna have slaves in the kingdom, slaves in the kingdom. Now I see why we need these people as slaves in the kingdom. That's owed to us, But there's a lot of things. You have people that will walk up. Oh, y'all believe the so-called white man ain't gonna be in the kingdom? That's one of the biggest stumbling blocks to our people. Oh, how come the so-called white man can't make it? How come he can't be in the kingdom? Like, you're not in his kingdom. You're not in his heaven right now. You're not sitting with the Rothschilds right now. You're not partaking in none of their blessings right now. So what you complaining about, man? They gonna technically be in the kingdom of heaven, but they gonna be in a different state as you. Like, you technically in their kingdom of heaven, but you walking up to their table serving them with water and bread and cutting their lawn and stuff like that, while they sitting in their palaces or eating these high dining foods, man. You in their heaven, but you don't have no position in their heaven, man. They gonna be in our heaven, but they ain't gonna have no position in our heaven except for a servant, man. All right, but see, like the brother was going into, read that one more time.
1 1 Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High,
Right?
that he may exalt you in due time.
Yeah, so hey man, you have to humble yourself, wait for your time and your position, and understand the things that's going on. Be way more ready to hear than to speak, man. Because you might wind up learning things. You'll wind up learning the importance of all these things and why we should do this and why we should do that. You know, just like the fact of like, look, Lord, why you gotta destroy all the animals, all the grass, all the trees? Well, when you get, you know, you humble yourself first and foremost, and you come into this truth, you'll understand, man, there's GMO grass, GMO seeds, GMO this, GMO that. Man, if we just let it go, that little leaven the whole lump, it's gonna be right back in the same thing again, man.
And
All right?
And that's why Habakkuk said, you know, are you mad at the rivers?
Fishes.
Yeah, are you mad at the trees? You know, because that's how great the destruction is going to be. But again, it's the whole cleansing to the earth. The earth shall be renewed, you know, meaning kainos in the Hebrew, meaning refreshed, you know. But you got that.
Hey, you gotta read something to say.
Yeah, the back up.
All right, hold tight on that. Go ahead and read that real quick.
Real quick, this is the etymology of that word, character. Something pretty much Asha had mentioned, you know, about these other camps have to get addressed. But the whole time, meanwhile, back in the precept, the Lord is putting us in that state to have these qualities, man, to be able to be humble, you know. So it says, the meaning of Greek character was extended in Hellenistic times by metaphor to, quote, a defining quality, individual feature. It says in English, the meaning, quote, some of qualities that define a person or thing and distinguish it from another. So that's the men of the Lord. The men of the Lord are going to be distinguished, man. You see, the Lord has given us a special ability, and it says a peculiarity. Okay, so that's the elect. The Lord has given us the ability to be humble. It goes into the word peculiarity, which is from peculiar. But the Lord has given us that ability to stay humble, so that when that time comes for you to be exalted, to do the miracles, and to you gonna give all the glory and the praises and the honor to Yahweh Shai. If you don't know, it's not up to that. Because how can you come from this low condition and then be given praise and fame? The Heavenly Father is the one that giving the promotions, man.
And also according to that character, man, hey, our character is being built up to be righteous judges on this earth, man. I had one of my co-workers say something to me one day. I forgot what the scenario was. They was like, there's no gray areas with you. I'm like, nah, because in life, she either pregnant or she not pregnant. He either dead or he ain't dead. The light is either on or the light is off. There ain't no in between, man. It's either righteous or it's wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's just a little
bit, you know, it's tainted.
It's clean. No, it's clean, but it's just one little speck of. No, it's not clean. They got a speck of dirt. A little leaven the whole lump.
And see, I translate that earlier, or in more modern day tongues. Like, look, if somebody baking you chocolate chip cookies, right? They got 99% of the ingredients, but they put a little bit of human shit in there when you eat those cookies. You be like, hell nah, it's shit. Yeah, it's only a little bit though. Yeah, but it's still some shit in there. Exactly. So it's either it's good for you or it's tainted. It's either on or it's off, man. It's either righteous or it's wicked, man. There ain't no in between. Well, like how Esau has it now. Oh man, you know the Lord will forget that wickedness. No, man. It's either we follow the laws or we not following the laws, man. All right, you know, being a righteous judge is going into your character, man. Esau let things like that slide, man. All right.
You partially committed adultery with her?
Right.
Like, no, I partially did it.
I didn't stick it all the way.
I ain't put it all the way.
I get it.
Like, bro, come on, bro. You committed.
She said she had a man, but they was fighting that day. Nah, man, she still got a man at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
God, going back to the point where bro brought out what 1 Peter 5 said, humble yourselves under the mighty hand. That's ultimately put on that yoke. You know, so I'll grab it. So Matthew chapter 11. Verse 28 says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. 29 says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me.
Read that after this.
For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. You know, so ultimately, I'll finish it out. Verse 30 says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You know, because again, Jake was always troubled. Figuring out how you gonna make rent. How you gonna pretty much provide and take care of himself. How you gonna protect. That's why Jake got it. Whatever gun, whatever, things like that, because they're troubled. They know they're in a land ultimately spiritually that is not theirs. They're always in danger of certain things. But ultimately, he says, "You that trouble rest with us." So the Lord said, "Come unto me." So like what reading Isaiah says, we're going to be fed, we're going to be taken care of. That's taking that burden off you. And ultimately, humble yourself before the Lord. Is again, you have to suffer these things. As again, grows going to character. We're being conformed. We've been predestined to be conformed to the image of the Son. We see the prominent product of what happened to Yahushai. Where is he sitting now? Because we read earlier about a name above all names. So us being joint heirs into that kingdom, you know, that's the same status. We're going to, not of course, going to be called a order, but we're going to be exalted too in the kingdom of God. You know?
That was it on that? Yeah. Go ahead.
Revelations chapter 5 and verse 1. Revelations chapter 5 verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon.
Right, going into just basically the breakdowns, the full understanding of the scriptures, right? But you have some people that take on the whole scriptures, like, oh, this is what that mean, this is what that mean. But who's going to be given the truth, the 100% truth, right?
Spiritual understanding. Because you can understand, oh yeah, no one, hey kids,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. But do you understand it? You can read it, but do you understand?
Right.
And that's real quick. That's a heavy, because remember, this was a vision. So John was actually seeing himself in the vision, crying. Nobody's worthy enough to open it. And it said it doesn't tell you who it was, but it was a strong angel. You know, so you know that was a sight that he was looking at, man. With a loud voice, a strong angel with a loud voice. Then he starts crying. Go ahead, though.
Verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, have prevailed to open the book.
Hey, wait, he prevailed. Hey, like we read earlier, he humbled himself. He had to go through that time. All right, like we was going into earlier, you know. He actually put in the real work to like we was using the example of, you know, you get the fast body modifications, or you're going to actually go into the gym and work out and do all these different things, eating right. So he basically took that route. I'm going to eat right, exercise. I'm going to go and just work on this, tone my body, versus somebody that's going to simply try to buy it real quick, man, for a temporary fix, man. All right, this is part of his character and things that he wound up going through, going into the character that we wound up going through, suffering alongside with him. If we suffer with them, we're gonna be joint heirs with them. So we have to take the long suffering, lowly route, man. All right, go ahead.
And to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and on the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints.
That's pretty much it there, right? We gave it to you. Now go to 14.
Revelations chapter 14, start from the top.
Yep. So what we're going into is how Yahushua, the Lord, looked upon the earth and seen who was actually worthy to do all these things, man. Looking at the character, who actually wants to actually go through all these things all the way out to the end, man. All right, just like how we are in this here time, man. Are you willing to give up? Real quick, can you give me Matthew 19:27? Who is actually out here willing to give up their life on this here side, man? The nice cars, the riches, and this and that, to be mocked and to be scoffed at, and all these different things, to be brought to a low level, to be able to inherit these things. Go ahead.
It's Matthew 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
Right, so going into this, man, there was also a scripture say to the rich man, hey, sell all that you have, man. All right, and come follow me. But look, how many people is actually going to be willing to give up this here, their status in this here world, man? All right, you got Jake over here with the Hellcat and everything like that. Like, yo, bro, you got to get rid of the Hellcat and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to get rid of your job, and you got to be willing to lose your job. But I'm making good money. Hey, man, your woman is got you going off, doing all kind of things. You got to get rid of her. Oh, man, I can't do it. Well, see, you're not fit for this, because your character, you think about these temporary worldly things more than the Most High, man. All right, so go ahead.
Hey, that's why it said also about Yahushua that being rich, he became poor.
Right.
Because he knew he was from the lineage of King David. You think they were dirt poor? Nah, man. But he became poor, you know. A man, like we brother read earlier, a man of no reputation.
Right.
That's why they were like, hey, that Joseph's son over there.
Yeah.
You know, so in the carpenter, as a carpenter, I'm sure that was a lucrative business in that time. It wasn't like mass construction like today, so you had to go to a specialized guy to get shit built. And again, they knew they were from the lineage of David. You know, both his parents, so they weren't. They ain't no way they were dirt poor. You know, but like the brother's going into, you got to be willing to give it up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Right. So hey, look, he's not even like the context he's speaking in. It's like, look, we ain't even. I'm not even there yet. But if you're willing to give up all this right now, it's showing forth your character, man. As Scripture say, endure as a good soldier. All right, hey man, you got to endure all these things, man. Endure giving up all these different tangible things here and there. The Lord's gonna actually see what's really in your heart, man. Did you really love your wife more than me? Did you really love your car more than me? Your kids more than me? All right, where would you, you know, like how they say, you know, he that loved his mother or father more than me and things like that. It's not saying you gotta hate them, but like, look, your mama about to have her birthday party right now, but you gotta go out to camp to go teach. Which one are you gonna choose, man? All right, you gonna go out and teach because you love the Lord more than your parents and things like that. Because look, your mom can have a stroke while she's at her birthday party. Then you in the hospital praying to the Lord and she gonna make it. But wait a minute, you didn't come out to serve me, man. Your mom was still gonna have a stroke, but now that I see you came out here to serve me, I got the power to fix her. You know what I'm saying? But it showed forth your character, man. You came out here and put me first. All right, I got you. Go ahead.
Come on. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, Verily, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne.
Ye that followed me, going back into what? Having that same type of character, man. The same, basically his disciples doing the same thing, walking in the same stead as him, man. Not just saying, oh, I'm a Christian, man. No, hey, man, look, you put all these things aside first. And you put all these things aside and you serve the Lord first and foremost. That's your first mindset, your first mentality, the first things that you're doing. All right, go ahead.
Yep. When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right, so going back into that being glorified and that patience and the long suffering and things like that, man. All right, you have to be partakers with Yahushua, man. If you want, you got to suffer with him. All right, if you want to be glorified with him, man. But a lot of our people, they don't want to do all these things like that, man. They're not a part of the first fruits because, look, they want to have it right here, right now, like Esau, that temporary glorification. All right, they want to be glorified in the sight of man right now, but they don't have the vision to be able to see, like, yo, bro, this is going to fade away at some point in time, man. As much as people's names was passing out over Michael Jackson's name, now they look at him like, oh, he's a pedophile and things like that, man. We don't even want to listen to his music. How many women that was throwing panties on the stage for R. Kelly, now they're like, he be peeing on little girls. We don't want to hear about all of that stuff, man. All right, so now look, how about this having an incorruptible crown, man? At first, they all scoffed and laughed at us. Those were some bummer lights out there. They giving their life away. I don't know why you ruining your life. But at the end all be all, look, Isaiah 4:1, them 7 women gonna come to you because of why? They gonna understand that you got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to save them about it, to take that reproach away from them, man. All right, people want to come to you because they know that you got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to lead them to salvation, man. All right, finish off with that.
God. Revelations 14, in verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000.
Right, so he wasn't by himself. We was reading about that earlier. Go ahead.
Having his father's name written in their foreheads.
That wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right, you go to Ezekiel 9:4, it says, go through the midst of the city and put a mark on the foreheads of those that sigh and cry for all the abominations. Those guys that's out there making their bodies a living sacrifice and sackcloth and things like that, man. All right, those are the guys that's real stand up right now. They stand in great boldness in the face of those that afflicted them, man. All the fine women walking by you looking like a so-called mess to them. But guess what? Them same women might start coming to you in that day, man. All right, and they see these guys riding around in Lambos and Hellcats, but then like Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 5 say, why do I see every man with his hands on his loins like a woman in travail? Man, these are some bitches out here, man. That's what you got?
No, it's no further what you're saying.
Go ahead.
There's Proverbs 29, ultimately you've got the bigger picture. Proverbs 29, verse 18, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. You know, so when there was no vision, ultimately going into prophecies, you know, we can see the bigger picture. That's why going into what 1 John 2nd chapter says, love not the world, You know, neither the things that are in the world, because if you love the world, you can't love the Father. And Yahushua said you can't serve two masters. You know, so ultimately, again, you know, us having a bigger picture, that's why we don't sell out for a piece of change like our people do. You know, because they don't have the vision. Again, the stuff for promise is way greater than what we can see in this world, because again, we know this is going to be destroyed. You know, like because they also don't understand what the kingdom of heaven really brings. What's really offering onto us, because they don't read. You know, because that Biggie song, what Biggie said, when I die, I want to go to hell. Yep. I'm a piece of shit, so I ain't hard to tell. He says, I don't want to be dressed in white with the goody goodies. You know, we're talking about having a complete number of women. You know, this is the same shit he's making music videos after. They got to kill, you know, a lot. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it the righteous way. You know,
niggas want black Tims and black hoodies.
Hey, but like the brother is saying, man, hey, these things are all temporary, man. Those that are out here serving this here, you know, temporary world, yeah, they got women right now, but in that day, them women gonna wind up leaving them if they can't provide for them. They don't have the real guidance and things like that, or they gonna all catch a missile together. But nevertheless, at the end all be all, same with some of these women that's sitting out here watching this here, the videos and things like that. They didn't gave up certain desires of their world or their life to seek after this here truth, man, and they didn't found these things. So look, man, they gonna wind up being how you say, covered in this here time that's coming upon the earth, while all these other women that's over here getting these body modifications to be glorified in the sight of all these men and everything like that. Hey man, they gonna want to be in missile food, man. That's gonna be their own shame, man, because people gonna see them be trying to take them and bash them over their head, man. But you have some of our sisters that's sitting here diligently watching, humbling themselves and everything like that, man. All right, the Lord's gonna have a way carved out for them. All right.
Hey, the true women, you know, most of them they're not gonna be on there. Right, if they truly in order,
exactly.
you
won't hear about them.
You won't hear about them, bro. And you got women, many like women that out there like that, that's watching the videos, that's saying absolutely nothing. They 100% in order.
Because you got to watch out for the ones that be on the comment board with the head wraps. Those to be the worst ones.
Yeah.
Those to be the worst ones.
Got them out there, bro.
Yep.
They just ain't saying nothing. They in order. They know, okay, I ain't supposed to be saying.
They be praying to the Lord. And, yo, Lord, let me have one of these men. You know, probably be watching their videos, but like, Lord, let me have that man. Yeah, hey, you never know. The Lord has set it up for she'll come across you in that day, or you know, whatever the case may be.
And I ain't saying, you know, the ones that say shalom every now and then is wicked, but
I'm saying
for the most part, the women that's truly into this, truly into truth, you don't hear nothing about them. They just watching the video.
Yep.
And not just that, a lot of people can see, you know, you're supposed to be the light to this here world. A lot of people can see how you move and how you act and how you make decisions on certain things. You know what I'm saying? I have plenty of co-workers and things like that, customers. You know, they'll say certain things like, I like the way you think, or I actually believe you. You know, I ain't trying to sell you up on nothing, but you know, you can actually do this and that and so on and so forth. Like, damn, you know, you actually honestly giving me some real information about this and that versus somebody trying to finagle me, but they can see all these things, man. So how much more, you know, the rest of the people in the world, man? All right.
Real quick, y'all was talking about women are gonna come flocking. This was a custom of our people. You know, when the father of his daughter would be looking for a suitor for a wife, okay, he was supposed to look for a man of understanding.
You gotta vet them.
Right. This is Sirach chapter 7, verse 25. Sirach chapter 7, verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. So that's why women are going to be drawn to us in that day, because instinct is going to have to kick in. It's no longer women have to go by their feelings. It's going to, that dude right there has an understanding of the times of what's happening. Like for example, like example, that movie Bushwick. She started following the dude because what? He had an understanding of what was happening. So she was cleaving onto him
instantly.
Yeah, she was cleaving onto him. Except they didn't show the Isaiah 4:1 the details.
Yeah,
but she was still, hey, let me, you know, protect me basically.
Right.
You know?
Because at that time we're not gonna be breaking this. Hey, sister, come here. You see this script? Nah, it's gonna be the works that we're doing. You know. Because what happened when the disciples and Yahushua were teaching, not too many people were following them until the Lord started doing miracles. You know, there was thousands of people a day. When the Lord left, you know, and the disciples started doing miracles, thousands of people a day. So when the talking stops and the miracles start, that's when the people are gonna be like we read earlier in the day of that power.
Hey, another example, like the brother was giving, the movie The Book of Eli, man. She was already rolling with the baddest crew that there was around. But then when Eli whooped all their asses, she was like, look, I'll take care of my own self. Let me just roll with you. You see what I'm saying?
Even his mom, even her mom that couldn't see,
Yeah, you need to go with
witness in
him.
the spirit, like, yo, I want you to go with that guy. She couldn't even see him.
And that's gonna be real.
You know?
Women are gonna be doing that to us. Like, go with him. Take my daughter, please.
Yeah, take my kids and so on and so on. Hey, look, because you know where to go, man.
Yep.
All right? You ever been over there?
Yeah.
All right, let's get off.
Revelations 14 and verse 2. And it reads, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts.
Going back to Revelation 5 about who is worthy to open the book, all right, and break down these things. And this is a new song, man, because a lot of us grew up as Christians in the church and things like that, man. And we go to these Christianities in these churches and stuff like that. You ask them what's an Israelite, they don't have no idea what the hell an Israelite is, man. You ask them who is Esau or Edomite, they have no idea what the hell that is, man. What nation was King David from? They have no idea. What nation was the Lord from? They have no idea, man. You say that from the tribe of Gad, they be like, what the hell is Gad? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what the scriptures is about. You don't know nothing about none of these things? Nah, we know about loving thy neighbor. You're supposed to love everybody. Well, I asked somebody this the other day when they said love thy neighbor like yourself. And I'm like, well, who was the Israelites when they was given their land? Who was their neighbors, man? The Lord said this tribe was going to stay next to this tribe was going to stay next to this tribe. They was talking about their own brothers, man. All right, because you couldn't sit there and eat roadkill, but you can sell roadkill to another nation. So what are we really talking about, man? You know? Go ahead.
And as the voice, verse 3, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man can learn that song but the 144,000.
And this is why you have a lot of these camps that can't see what the RFID or what the mark of the beast is, man. This is why you have a lot of these camps that'll see so-called white folks inside the camp, and they be oblivious to those things, right? Or they'll say, oh, out of all nations, out of all tongues, and they think that that's talking about everybody, because they don't understand that we were scattered into all nations, man. They don't see these things, man, because why? The Spirit wasn't on them to understand. It wasn't revealed unto them, man. It was only revealed into the 144,000. All right, they're going to teach that to the 1/3, man, and that's who they're going to believe that, man. All right, you have a lot of these different discrepancies with the different camps about different doctrines and things like that, but it's clear as day that the Lord didn't give it to them, man. You talking about, oh, Edomites going to make it in the kingdom, they're going to be saved and beamed up in a chariot, man. That's going contrary to the scriptures. Scriptures say I'm going to cut off the son, the seed, the nephew. There ain't going to be no more of these damn Edomites left after a while, man. They got to serve 1,000 years of captivity, but then after that, there's no more Edomites going to be left, man. All right? The mark of the beast is clear as day what that is in the scriptures, man. You see them actually pushing it out right now, but some people are still talking about it sleeping with a so-called white woman. All right? But it wasn't given to them. It was only given to the 144,000. Read that part again.
And he talking about digital wallets, but you still got niggas can't get it.
Right, can't get right. Read that one more time.
It says,
but keep in mind, all right, before we got here, we was reading about how Yahushua was the only one that was worthy to break this down. Now the scriptures say, my sheep hears my voice and follow whithersoever he goeth, right? So now, are you really following the Lord? Because what we just read was he was the one that was giving the breakdown. Now he's giving it to his servants. Now, but if you can't see these things and there's a discrepancy between these things, all right, it's either you on or you're not on. Either he dealing with you, he's not dealing with you, right? Go ahead.
And no man could learn that song, but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
Right, meaning that they was actually their eyes was opened back up, because the scriptures say, you know, the rest was, if our gospel be hid, it's hid to those that are blinded. The rest was blinded. You know, gross darkness has covered the earth. All right, their how to say, their ears are heavy, they can't hear, or they hearing, they hear not, and seeing, they see not. You know what I'm saying? So look, it's not necessarily for them, right? This is only the elect. Go ahead.
Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
These other philosophies, these other doctrines, and then mixing it, all these other different things together. Oh well, or the scriptures say this, then the Quran says that. Like Farrakhan and them, they talking about they damn the nation of Islam, they so-called Muslims. But every time you hear him talk, he talks something in the scriptures. Like, how come you always go into the scriptures if y'all Islamic? Always. Like, why don't y'all just be a Christian nation or something like that? Like, y'all talking about y'all of Islam and Allah and all this and that, but every time you open up a book, it's always the Bible.
Quote something from the Quran, damn it.
Hey, what Elder Ron say? The table is full of vomit.
Yeah.
You know, the table is full of vomit, man.
Because they drinking too much wine. Just get drunk off of their philosophies, man.
Go back and read that one more time.
Verse 4, Revelations 14:4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins.
Right. Not mixing like we just brought out, you know. Somebody that's basically like a big whore out here, like I just gave the example, Farrakhan, man. He's saying that this is their religion, but they always going into the Bible. That's like we telling you, hey, the scriptures and the Lord is the truth, but we going into the book of the dead. What does that look like, man? All right, go ahead.
Hey, and one real quick, Christianity is full of that shit.
Yep.
Philosophies, mythology,
Immaculate birth.
Man, Christianity is just all kind of wines, man. So if you sipping that, that's why you see these Christians so drunk, man, because they sipping some strong shit, bro. All kind of mixed.
That's the Long Island of religions.
Hey, using this here analogy that they got in the scripture, man. They basically went to a whorehouse and had an all-you-can-eat buffet, man. They just slept with all these different women, but they can't realize why they ain't got one woman that they understand. And they that one woman, just like us, like, yo, we only knew one woman our whole life, man. All right, so everything about her, I know everything about her from the top to the bottom, and she know everything about me from the top to the bottom. When I'm feeling all right, if I'm not feeling all right, because she been with me my whole life and only me. But these other guys got all these other women. It's like, Keisha. I mean, not Keisha, Sabrina. I mean, Latoya. I mean, Tisha. I forgot what your name is because I got too many women. You see what I'm saying? They got too many doctrines that's going on. They always contradict one another. But go ahead.
Con, it says, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb.
Right, and so going back into the first fruits, man, being redeemed, man, going back into that character that you got this. All right, but going back to that first fruits being redeemed, man, the Lord predestinated these men from the beginning, man, because He knew that they would love the righteousness and hate the wickedness, man. Stand firmly for His name. All right, cast out the ways of the world for Him, man. All right, and He found that these men would be fit to serve and to glorify His name on the earth, man. Go ahead with that real quick.
This is the Greek word for first fruits. It says Strong's G536 arparche, and it means persons superior in excellence to others of the same class.
Right. Read that one more time.
It says persons superior in excellence to others of the same class.
Right. Read it one more time. That's a beautiful breakdown or definition.
It says persons superior in excellence to others of the same class.
Right. So you got the Rothschilds, and then you got these regular Edomites over here, man. All right. Who's more superior, man? All right, the Rothschilds. Then you also have some of these homeless ass Edomites out here. You got those Edomites over there that's eating, right? They more superior than the homeless ones. But guess what? We trying to be the first fruits, trying to be more superior than the rest of Israel, man. All right, because like we read in Matthew 19:27, when I'm glorified, you gonna be here judging the 12 tribes of Israel too. It's gonna be a hierarchy. There's positions in these things, man. All right, being the first fruits, sitting up there with Yahushua, man, it's gonna be an order and a structure, man. All right, so these are the first fruits. This is why we on this side right now, building up the kingdom of heaven, man, laying the foundations of the ways and instilling the laws, man. We're building a nation, literally building a nation, man. All right, when we come to the nation, like when they came over to America, man, one of the first couple things they did was set out how things was gonna be. We're gonna have this going, we're gonna have that going, put the infrastructure, like the actual, not buildings and things like that, but the laws and all these different things, first and foremost, man. All right, started with that, with the idea, the ideology of certain things. Then they built up around those things, man. That's what we're out here doing right now, man. Putting in the look, man. This is how this is going to be. We're not going to be sleeping with our brothers' women. We're not going to be doing this, eating pork. We're not going to be adulterous women in our kingdom. And we're starting on this here side. So when we transition, man, hey, man, we already got the first fruits, the foundations already being built, man. It's already being put into our mindsets now on this here side, man. All right, so how much more are you thinking about us being the first fruits that we're going to be of a higher, more superior class, man? The new leading governmental body, man. All right, just like when you go back to Mayor Amschel Bauer, which that's the first Rothschild or whatever, before he changed his name, he had that vision, right? He had the vision like, yo, shit, I'm about to take my 5 sons, all right, and I'm gonna put them out in the bank, and that was the foundation. With the money, I can control everything else. So let me start with this here plan. That's what he was doing. That's the stage you see us in right now, man. All right, you take one, the truth came out. Yahushua gave it to his disciples, like Esau gave it to, Mayor Amschel Bauer gave it to his 5 sons. Here's the plan. Go out to these 5 places, set up your banks, then spread from there on down. Now the whole globe is up under their rulership, man. Because it started with that small government It wasn't even a government. It was just an idea with this dude and his 5 sons, and it just went on down.
Well, he actually worked with Oppenheim. He worked for the Oppenheimers and at their bank, and that's when he got the idea. Fuck these niggas. Let me go do my own shit.
Yep.
That's why it's like, not to cut you off, but that's why today they still beef today. They had those Oppenheimers, the
DuPonts.
What was you talking about, the Rothschilds or the Bowers? They stood. That beef goes back to what I think it was like the 1700s that he used to, or Mamshaw Bauer used to live.
I can't remember exactly.
But he used to work for the Oppenheimers, and he got the idea from them.
Yep.
Little bit more. This the root word of arpake. It's Strong's G756, and it's arkamai, and it says to be the first to do anything, to begin, to be chief, leader, ruler, to begin, make a beginning.
Slow down, read it one more time.
It says to be the first to do anything, to begin.
The first fruits, the first ones to wake up, all right, with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The first to serve the Lord, call on His name. On this side, man, we still in the belly of the beast, man. We still in these messed up bodies, man. We still in hell right now, man. This is a beautiful thing for us to wake up in the belly of the beast while we this messed up and calling upon the Lord. It's a miracle, man. All right, and this is why the angels is looking down like, damn, we programmed not to go off. They in these corruptible bodies right now, man. And they like Jacob was with the angels. Can't no man fight with no angel, but Jacob was like, bless me, even me also, man. This is basically spiritually what we doing right now. Look, I know, hey man, this is really not really of me to sit here and continue on into the end, but I'm about to make my call in an election sure, man. I'm gonna strive. If I fall, I'm gonna get back up and have faith. Keep going. First fruits to do it on this side, man.
Hey, and that's symbolic too, because what? Not all Israel is of Israel, right? So what? You have to fight for this blessing. You have to fight to, and that's when Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So that's what the elect are doing. They're fighting for that blessing. So they're just like Jacob. They're getting the blessing of Israel, But you got to fight for it. It don't matter what. His leg was out of place. I think it says his thigh or something like that. But his leg was messed up, but he still wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, the precept to back you up, that quote Yahushua said, it is better to enter into the kingdom maimed.
Yep.
That's beautiful point. It says to be chief, leader, ruler, to make a beginning. So going back to that's why Hebrews the 2nd chapter, it says being little lower than the angels, he humbled himself, all right, and, to be what? To be given a name over everybody, man. And the Lord is going to put our name up there, man. The Lord is going to put the 144,000 name up there, man. All right?
Hey, go back.
Yeah, in the kingdom, we ain't going to be reminiscing on how good Michael Jordan was.
Yeah, right.
Nobody ain't going to bring up, Mike Tyson was the best boxer back in, bro. Nobody not even going to be thinking about those guys, bro. It's going to be about the elect.
Even as great as Esau is, we ain't even going to be reminiscing on how great Esau's empire was.
That's just gonna look like trash.
Esau surpasses Michael Jordan and all these other jakes who've done great because he has control of the whole earth.
Yeah, exactly. He conquered the earth. Yeah.
Even that's not gonna be talked about. If the scriptures talk about it, they're gonna be as a dream that flies, away.
Scripture says, "Shall no longer be said the children of Israel." The Lord saved the children of Israel out of Egypt. That's what's going to be talked about. Oh man, you see that shit smoking in the distance? Let me tell you what happened.
Like the one scene in Lion King when he's like, what's that dark? Yeah, what's that dark place over there? He's like, well, that's a forbidden place.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you a story.
The America.
Come here, son. It says to be chief, leader, ruler, to begin, make a beginning.
Make a beginning. That's what we're doing right now, man. It's starting to push forth that vibration, man. All right, hey, this is the intro music. Y'all used to watch wrestling and stuff like that. It's the intro music before Goldberg come out. Goldberg. Oh shit, the champ coming out. You hear the music, or Stone Cold. You hear the glass break. Oh shit, he coming, right? This is what we out here doing, man. We blowing a trumpet, setting forth that theme music that Yahushua about to come into play, and he about to take the crowns off the heads of these kings, man. He about to reign supreme and put the championship belt on. All right. That was it on that.
Yeah, that was it. All right. Second Acts 2.
Go ahead with that.
This is Hebrews 2 and 6. Hebrews chapter 2 verse 6. It says, but one in a certain place testified, saying, what is man that thou art mindful of him, or the son of man that thou visitest him? Thou madest him a little lower than the angels. Thou crownest him with glory and honor and didst set him over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet. For in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not yet all things put under him. So it ain't manifested yet. Alright, but in the spirit, as he read in Revelations the 5th chapter, alright, he prevailed to open the seals thereof. He was worthy. He's sitting on the right hand side on the throne of the Most High. Alright, but in Hebrews it's saying you put everything on subjection under him through that. Through what he did, all things are subject under him. But it says, but now we see not yet all things put under him. That's right. Alright, verse 9. But we see Yahushua, who was made a little lower than the angels, for the suffering of the death, crowned with glory and honor, that he by the grace of the Most High should taste death for every man. Speaking to every Israelite. It says, for it became him for whom all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering.
You know, and going into what the brother was reading, you know, some of these Israelites may have a question, well, how come he in charge? Did you lay your life down for every man's sins, even people that you don't even know?
The scriptures say, roughly shall a man die for a righteous man. Yeah, scarcely slightly, but more, you know, who shall die for a wicked man?
That's right.
You know,
especially for a man you don't even know. Or how about this? A man, hey, look, bro, don't go over there and sleep with your brother's woman, man. And he gonna do it anyway. You think he gonna go die for that man? No.
How about a whole nation?
A whole nation. So that's what I'm saying, man. How come he got that position? Look, man, it was in his character. First of all, he was predestined for all that. But more, you know, on a carnal level, like, look at his character, man. Like the brothers were just quoting, man. Like, hey, man, they're not going to die for a righteous man, let alone a wicked man. All right? Let alone a man you told not to do that, and then he did it anyway. You know, I'd be like that at work. I'd be like, look, man, if I tell your ass not to do something, you do it anyway. I'm not going to go over there and help you. You know, you got behind on work. I told you, hey, man, you might want to stop just sitting in your truck and let's get to work. And then you like, hey, man, can you help me out? Hell nah. You was sitting there taking a break for like 2 hours while I was out here busting my ass, man. I'm not going to go help you when I told you you should have been getting on your fucking grind and shit like that. Nah, man, you got to figure that out on your own.
Hey, so Yahushua was such on another level, even from the disciples. Peter cut a man's ear off, and Yahushua did what? Put it back on. Mm-hmm. You know? So, you know, men of the Lord, man, we be ready to throw hands. Yahushua was, you know, he whooped some people in the temple, but, you know, his character, you know, shows a lot about his character. Well, like that.
He said, if this was my kingdom, my servants will fight. Exactly. He knew the time and the position that he was in. He came humbly.
He could have called down legion of angels.
Right. Coming humbly.
bro, being spit on and slapped. Yep. If somebody walk up you and spit on you and slap you, bro, what are you gonna do, man?
Mark, you talking about some bowing to the king? Oh man,
be honest with yourself, bro. You know? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we try to keep it spiritual, but the flesh will take over. Shit.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah, kind of exactly. And that's why I brought out the point of Peter. You know, he's the second under. You know, Yahushua, but
still in the flesh though.
I got a quick precept for you to back up what you just said. This is First Peter's.
I have nothing to eat.
Let me read this real quick. This is First Peter's. This is 1 Peter 2, and I'll start at 21. I'll start at 20. 1 Peter 2 and 20. For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. For even hereunto were ye called, because Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Here's the point. Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who when he was reviled not again, when he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously, which is who? Yahushua, who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed.
Going back to that character, man.
Yep.
Hey, when I say I'm hungry, you should say, I'll feed you.
Well, we feeding you right now.
Gold and silver have I none, but we got the words of the Most High.
We feeding you right now. So when the Lord speaks, you should be ready to hear, right?
Yes.
All right, so let the Lord speak. He's trying to feed you right now. Just give you some.
You're not hearing.
Well, you're not hearing the Lord. Let's go to the
You
scriptures.
don't just walk up on our people and
Yeah.
tell them you hungry and we supposed to give you something, man. That's like lack of disrespect, man.
That's if you listen to the word, we might give you some, but with that attitude, you're definitely not getting nothing, man.
Okay, then go ahead.
You have a nice day. Go ask them. They over there eating. You hungry? Go ask them. They eat. We are. Go do your little thing,
We
man.
say this is a stage. He a demon, bro.
Yeah, he is.
You know, and we was actually gonna.
Yeah, we would have gave him. We would have gave him money
We
too.
was just waiting for
Yeah.
the brother. We was gonna give him some
Exactly.
money, man.
Would have gave you $20, $30. Now you get nothing.
Hey, but you see how it is though.
Except
Like
with
the brother
Mark.
said, they over there eating. He don't want to go over there to go ask them because it's impolite to go ask the people
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
eating for food right like that. But then you'll come and disrespect the Lord like that and expect like who is the Lord?
Hey, well, that's remember we were talking about when people see the miracles. This is a miracle. They want to come, so that people will follow the Lord just to eat. So he came over here. So I don't blame him. You know, he came over here looking for food, but we try to get him the real food. You
Hey,
know?
if we would have gave him that, he would have ate for a day.
Yeah.
But if he would have ate of this,
Exactly.
he would have ate for
Exactly.
his life.
That's what I was gonna give, but he took all
Yeah.
off of bread alone, man, should not live.
Hey, and ultimately, you know, it's not that we so-called mean to our people or hateful towards our people. All right, because hey, we do charitable things to our people and help out our people and everything else like that. But there's a way to come and approach certain things, man. The Lord, and look, he's over here slandering us about this and snap, but like the most disrespectful thing is like you don't know how close you was to salvation.
Right.
Your mind could have been opened up. You could have been fed the rest of your life. You could have been on a whole higher level. Those demons that's on you could have been taken up off of you. But yet you didn't want to hear about none of those things, man. You didn't even want to give time or ear for all that. You're like, look, when I come up and I say I'm hungry, you should say, here goes some money.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
wait. So you looking at us as younger men than you. You an elder to us, right? So how much more when you walk up to the Most High, when the Most High is speaking, you as an Israelite or any man on the earth, you should be more willing to listen than to speak, man. All right, the Lord's like, nah, hold up, you don't want to hear what I got to say, then what the fuck I want to feed you?
He was one of the guys murmuring over the manna
Yeah.
in the wilderness. He was
That's all
talking
we
shit.
got.
Yeah.
Quick precept.
I found it. You got one?
Yeah, real quick. This is Sirach, chapter 25, and let me get into the scripture here. Sirach, chapter 25, and I'll start at verse 2. 3 sorts of men my soul hated, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth, man. That man is proud as hell. Gonna walk up here and say, when I say I'm hungry, y'all supposed to, man, get the hell out of here.
I got a precept too. And the book of Sirach, again, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. I'll start at verse 2. It says, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. Right, so, you know, we do good unto the godly man, so if we don't get paid back by hand, the Most High pay us back. But let me read on down though. Verse 3, there can no good come from him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Here's the point. Verse 4, give to the godly man and help not a sinner. So that guy, he came in the spirit of a sinner. So what we're going to say here, go out of our pockets for this guy so he can go and fuck off on whatever he wants? No, you came in the wrong spirit. It was clear. The spirit bear witness that you were an asshole. And we're not going to give you no money. You could have sat up here and you could have got fed spiritually, and the brothers would have broke up on some of you would have been able to eat up the hakao. What do you call that place, man?
We got your steak dinner.
What you want, bro? And we would have loved to have done that, but you scoffed as soon as the brother said 2 Peter.
Yeah, he said First Peter's. Well, he said First Peter.
Yeah, he was like this. He
He
scoffed.
said after.
Yeah.
After. I'll listen after.
No, man, no, you wouldn't. You would have took the money, you would have left, you would have never seen you again.
And then blaspheme while he over there eating whatever he's eating. Ah, fuck that.
Yeah.
You go through
He
your
probably would
sins.
have got a pork sandwich.
Yeah, you would have got that
Pepperoni pizza and some shit.
You would have went off immediately with the money. You would have went off immediately with the money. So the scripture says, give not, what does it say? Yeah, I'll read it again. It says, it's, verse 4, Sirach 12 and 4, give to the godly man and help not a sinner. So we test your spirit. We can see it. At this point, brothers can see it. You know, this brother's sincere, or this brother, he's a little confused, or whatever the case is, misled. Or you're a complete demon. This guy was a complete demon. We're not gonna give money to you so you can go do something demonic with it and make things worse in the world. No, we're gonna. You had your chance. Now you're gonna go, go about your way. You had a chance to actually get fed by prophets, man. prophets. If we be those men, you was right here. You was right here in front of the prophets. That would have been the story you could have told your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren when you were in the kingdom of heaven. Like, yeah, I met the prophets, and they fed me the spirit. And I was saved through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You could have easily got saved just for showing you believe, and then you could have got a little bit of money. But, you know, hey.
Right. Hey, and he all he did was mark himself. It was 40 and 28. All right, come. Get that real quick. All right, this is Sirach. And now it's better if the Lord takes him out now. Because if the Lord fuck around and leave him around for too long, he gonna see a missile.
He just blasphemed. He don't even know it. He just blasphemed the Holy Spirit.
Hold that first. You probably can read that one first and then go to that. That's the judgment on that. Go ahead.
Said 2 and 9?
Yep.
Revelation 2 verse 9. It says, I know thy works, in tribulation, in poverty, but thou art rich.
Yeah, that's the point I wanted to get to, right? He's asking about this here money, but like, yo, you don't even realize how rich you really are and what we could have given you and all these different things, but then you threw all that away to actually go back to being poor again, man. You know what I'm saying? Your whole mind could have been opened up, but at the end all be all, you know, you cast all that away, man. And you have all the riches in the world, man, but yet you despise that. All right, finish that off.
Yep. But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. God, go ahead with that.
God, this is Sirach chapter 40 and verse 28. Sirach chapter 40 and verse 28. It's the book of Sirach 40 and 28. My son, live not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg.
Right. And ultimately, hey man, as a man, you shouldn't be one to come up and beg another man, especially like he came up to the fact of saying, and I can understand, perceive it in his mind, because I'm older, y'all younger than me. Y'all supposed to listen to me. But wait a minute, you a beggar, man. We got jobs, we got money. You should be humble coming up asking for money, man.
Hey, but that's the thing. He won't even come. He didn't come up here begging. He came up here demanding.
I'm hungry.
Talking about when I say I'm hungry, y'all supposed nigga get the fuck on the road. That's not supposed to go and beg for Esau. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one right there, man.
Yeah, well, you don't talk to Esau like that either.
Yeah.
When I say I'm hungry, you supposed to be like, what?
That's something a child would ask a parent. What the hell's wrong with you, man?
What the hell?
Go to show us, look at us and we ain't shit.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Hey, but ultimately, man, bring that, take that, because ultimately it's gonna be this distinction, man. All right, hold on. You got something there? Hold on. Go ahead.
Right to the point.
Nah, start up a little bit.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra 2, and I'll start at verse 40. 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 40. It says, take thy number, O Zion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled.
Right, and those that are clothed in white. Now, will you read that in what, Revelation 14 and 9, I believe it is, verse 9?
On there.
Where it's talking about those that was dressed in white robes and everything with the palms in their hands.
As long as
We're
it
gonna go
plays,
back into
yeah.
it again. But ultimately, you know, read that part again.
It says, the number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. But cease the power of the Lord, that thy people which have been called from the beginning may be hallowed. Going back to the first fruits word, it said to be chief, leader, ruler, and to be the beginning.
Right. And then those men have been, how they said, I'm going to send for many fishers, and they're going to fish them. They've been sucked out in the world, being built up, and now they're being put into those positions. Right? Go ahead.
It says, verse 42, I Ezra saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature.
Right, going back to that great number that you couldn't number now, we would have read down in Revelation 14 far enough going into that, but we read it in Revelation 5 and at the top of Revelation 14 about the 144,000, man. All right, this is going into those same people, man. All right, those first fruits that was redeemed from the earth. Go ahead.
I Ezra saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number.
Time out. First of all, on Mount Zion, this is talking about out of the Israelites. All right, so just giving you the backdrop of who these people that we're talking about, because again, in Revelation 14, they say out of every nation, out of every tongue. But you got to understand, we were scattered into all these different nations. All right, and then again, looking like these other nations, hey man, you might have somebody straight up Edomite looking person that's out here in the right spirit, man. Because look, this is we was mixed to all these people, but who's crying out, sighing and crying for all the abominations that was put in the midst thereof, man. All right, the men's chosen, man. All right, go ahead.
Right, real quick, the word Zion means monument of the
monument.
Lord.
Yep, yep.
The Lord's monument. And that's where the Lord dwells, is with Israel, not no other nation.
That's right.
Just to add on what the brother was saying.
That's that you know how they say Statue of Liberty, that monument that's showing for America like that. Like when you see that as representation of America.
Right.
Well, when you see us, we're a representation of the Most High, man.
Exactly.
All right, being that monument to Zion. Right.
Verse 43. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than the heads, taller than the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns.
So this is basically Yahweh that we're going into, right? Setting these crowns upon these men's heads, man. All right, but then he looked at the character of all these people, the ones that stood so stiff. Well, he's gonna go into the ones that stood so stiff before his name. All right, the ones that forsook the things of the world, put the Lord first. All right, the ones that hated the evil and loved the righteousness, and all these characteristics of these men that would endure all the way to the end. All right, that went forth and didn't hide the talents, flipped the talents and everything else like that. These are these men that had a certain character or characteristics that was upon them. All right, go ahead.
And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed.
Right, so hey, first of all, going into on a carnal tip about taking off the mortal clothing and things like that, right? So hey, we forsook the things in the world, man. You know, it's so-called looking cool out here in the world. All right, we got rid of all those things that would bring us so-called glory in this here world, man. Going back to being lowly in this here world and forsaking these things, man. We did all of those things for us to be able to have everlasting life, man. All right, we was how do we say, we was brought out from out of this here world, more or less to say. I mean, we still here, but our mindsets aren't attached to these things like that, man. All right, our mindsets aren't on the corruptible things anymore, man. Oh man, I got a job that's paying me $1 million. Yeah, all this gonna go away anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset. You see, you putting off all these so-called mortal thoughts, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now they crown and receive palms.
Right, confessing the names. All right, and there's a lot of power in those names. But hey, not just confessing the names themselves, but also standing up. Like right now, we're confessing His name on the highways and the byways with these garments on, man. All right, confessing that we're in league with what the Lord got set up, man. All right, going out and doing the videos and things like that is part of confessing His name, man. Standing so stiffly for the name, man. All these things and all these actions, this is part of the characteristics of the elect, man. They would do all these things, man. They would forsake this here world and put off that old flesh and become a whole new creature, become what? The first fruits, man. They got to go through this here, how you say, strenuous, you know, you do a workout or whatever to get to a certain level, man. You want to get to the NFL's type of league, NBA type league, you got to go through a strenuous type of training to get those types of things.
Yeah, the word confess is a verb. It got a couple things in here, but I want to hit some points here. It says to acknowledge, so you got to acknowledge the names. All right, and then it goes down. It says to admit, speak, and then there's a little thing at the bottom. It says its original religious sense was in reference to one who avows his religion in spite of persecution or danger, but does not suffer martyrdom. So the ones that live, is pretty much what it tells you, are the ones that are gonna take the persecution and the danger for the for the Lord's name, you know.
Somebody got to live and give a testimony.
Exactly. It said the ones that don't suffer martyrdom. Martyrdom is somebody that what? Dies. So the ones that confess, there be some that shall not taste of death.
Hey, the scripture also say make your body a living sacrifice. But again, that's all going into the things that, hey man, you know, people might see you. How come you don't get that edge up, man? You need to get an edge. Nah, man, that's against our law, statutes, and commandments, you know? That's part of confessing the name, man. Why y'all out here on Saturday reading out the Bible? It's part of confessing the name. Go ahead.
Psalm 116, verse 10. Psalm 116, verse 10, it says, I believe, therefore I have spoken. I was greatly afflicted. You know, so going into confessing, you know, confess the name of the Lord, we're going to go into the word, we're going to catch up. You know, but ultimately, that purpose that's being worked is a greater reward. That's pretty much the spiritual lesson was going to. The suffering is for a bigger picture, bigger cause, and ultimately it's going to pay off in the end. You know, but you pretty much speaking up the name of the Lord, you're going to be persecuted for that.
Hey, not only that, we read in Matthew 19:27 about, hey, forsaking houses, lands, wives, children, and things like that. Hey, man, that's still taking the low road, man. All right, putting off these mortal thoughts, man. All these different things so you can win over the Lord first and foremost, man. All right, the mindset should be, look, man, I got to love the Lord first, because if I put the Lord first, whatever happens between me and my wife, the Lord can always bring her back to me, but she can't bring me back to the Lord. All right, the Lord can always bring my child back to life, but my child can't bring me back to the Lord, man. The Lord can always bring me back to a job, but that job can't bring me back to the Lord, man. All right?
And so that's that narrow and straight path, you know, it's straight, you know, so it's a difficult path that we're taking. But ultimately, once that parable is taken into the 7th chapter about us going into the narrow before we can get into the broad in the kingdom.
I got something.
Go ahead.
Going into the white robes. It's the book of Revelations 19, and I'm going to start at verse 6. And I heard, as it were, the voice of a great multitude, and as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of mighty thunderings, saying, Hallelujah, for the Lord power omnipotent reigneth. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in the fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints.
Hey,
all right?
when we ultimately converted, the laws, statutes, commandments are put inside of us. This is what we're striving for right now, man. All right, well, hey, we in these corruptible garments right now, but we still fighting for that righteousness, man. Once the Lord, go ahead and finish that off real quick.
We got the spiritual garments on.
We got the spiritual garments, so we were rehearsing the righteous acts.
That's the immortality, the uncorruptible.
Go ahead.
Verse 46, it says, Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world.
Right.
Then began I greatly to commend them.
Right, so they confessed him in the world before it was actually exaltation time. And it's not like, you know, the crowns was already being passed out. Now they want to go serve the Lord. And we serving the Lord right now in this point in time to the best of our ability right now, man. All right, we don't see nobody getting no crowns. We don't see the chariots with a line of people getting on. You trying to get a seat now. We trying to do, no, man, we doing this now. All right, go ahead.
That stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shemi El-Shai.
Right.
Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen.
That was it? Yeah. Hey, and that's you know what we're fighting for right now, man. All right, go ahead.
I just read these two. Instead
That's enough, something?
Oh, no.
Ephesians 6 and 10, you know, putting on the spiritual garments, you know, because it's happening right now. All right, Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. So that's how you clothe yourself, all right, and adorn yourself and prepare for the bridegroom, Yahweh Shai, to return, man, to make it and adorn you, make yourself beautiful, man. That's how you do that. With the word, it says, which is the word of the Most High. All right, the word is it all in one, man. All right, the clothing, the sword, all right, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation. That's all found within the word, man.
That's right. That's how you get all of that. That's how you get built up in all those areas, man. That's spiritually the clothing store where you're gonna find all your right sizes at, man. You know what I'm saying? You go to the mall, like, well, they don't got my size. You gotta go to the big and tall. Hey, the scriptures is that so-called big and tall store for you to be able to get your right garments and everything like that, and perfect them and get it tailor-made to the right size, man.
Yeah, because ultimately your attire determines your occasion. You know, you don't go to a basketball court with bowling shoes on. You know, you got to be dressed properly for the occasion. Ultimately, going into the marriage of the Lamb, you got to be dressed a certain way. That's why Yahshua kicked them dudes out. They had the proper garments on. You know, they said, where your garments at? You know, and you kicked them out because you can't be here in this wedding unless you're dressed the right way. And that's again going to the righteousness of Yahweh.
Right. You can't believe without faith, man. You know, you can't be, you know, you're not built up in faith, you know, or the scriptures. You don't know nothing about the scriptures, and you think that you clothed and you ready for salvation and things like that's not gonna work out for you, man. Or you don't know nothing about the who the Edomites are, the ICBM missiles, the chariots, and all those, and the mark of the beast. And that day come, you don't know nothing about that. You got the wrong garments on, man. You're not fit for the right occasion, man.
Yep. And us being a spiritual war was going into armor. You know, we're in a evil world. You know what I'm saying? So if you dress in a tank top and flip flops, you're gonna get dashed to pieces out here.
You need a battle attire.
Exactly.
Hey, you trying to go to you gotta go to a construction job, even some slides or something like that.
You're gonna get torn.
Yeah, they gonna tell you to go home, man. You gotta change your shoes.
Yep. Close out with this one.
Yep.
Baba Kashad. This is 2 Corinthians 5 from the top. 2 Corinthians 5 and 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens.
And that's the spirit.
Yep, exactly. You got something I'm saying?
Nah.
Right. It says, for in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. And look, that's a part of having that garment on. Yep. What's in here? You desiring to be clothed? You desiring righteousness? That go part of having that garment on, because you want to be righteous, man. It's being right in here, man. You know.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because these bodies are gonna be done away with.
Exactly.
But then we're gonna get our spiritual body, the ones that we get when we die. Say when you die, right? You go to the heavens. That's the body the Lord's gonna give us, but on a whole nother level, you know, because we're gonna be able to go, you know, because the angels, they had to hide themselves, you know, most of the time, or they disguise themselves. And they didn't eat. We're gonna have those angelic bodies, and we're gonna get the pleasures of the flesh, you know.
For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven.
And real quick, I believe it's in 2 Peter where they talk about where the elements gonna melt, and we seek for a new heaven and a new earth. All right, that's what we're looking forward to, man. Straight righteousness, man. We read earlier how we're groaning in these bodies, man. We tired of being in this wicked state, going off and everything like that. Can't just wake up and be pleasing the Most High all the time, man. All right, like the scripture also say that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, man. Go ahead.
Yep. And this is the point right here. Verse 3. If so, be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Read it one more time.
If so, be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. So, if so, being clothed, we shall not be found naked, man. All right?
Not gonna be ashamed of it.
Exactly. It got to be in here, man. Desiring righteousness. You know, we'll never be on this side fully, you know, there 100%. But it's your desire, man. And if you desire that, you know, you're gonna work towards that. You're gonna act like it. You can tell what a man desires based off his actions. What's on his heart. You know, the first law: love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy mind, and thy soul, man. All right, you truly desire to be righteous, man. All right, you know. Yeah, that was it.
Everybody got anything else? All right, so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth that ruled well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and endure afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Hey, till next time, stay strong.